Tonight, we remember the 12 neighbors we have lost. Here tonight to light the torch as a symbol of unity and hope for our Los Angeles community, we are joined by Karen and Jordan Heelis, the wife and son of fallen Ventura County Sheriff Sergeant Ron Heelis, along with Paige Vusick, Ventura County Sheriff Bill Ayub, Assistant Sheriff Chris Dunn, and Sergeant Kevin Donahue. Now, LA together, let's count them down.
Yeah!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Light the torch!
A beautiful pregame from that family suffering with such loss of a fallen hero, the first responders who we were able to thank. And they served so bravely and helping us honor our country tonight. And now this game, 9-1 against 9-1, the first game between two teams, each averaging at least 33 points per game this deep into the season. Chiefs won the toss, they deferred, the Rams will receive as Butker kicks away to Pharaoh Cooper, who lets it go to the back of the end zone. So Jared Goff, he's only 24. He's playing with the command of an all-pro veteran. Northern California Bay Area native from small Marin Catholic High School. The son of an active firefighter here in this state, in this city, that has been depending on those brave men and women more than ever before. The son of a firefighter is Jared Goff, firefighter who also played in the major leagues. As they quickly get to the line. And Todd Gurley will go off right tackle and able to get around the corner past Scandrick.
Well, Todd Gurley, that's one of the things he does so well. They went on the inside and then the wide zone. And he has just really good vision. He runs tall, he's high, but he's able to capture the edge when he wants to go outside, and he gets big gains.
The numbers are just staggering when you see his stat line week after week. Play action on 2nd and 5. And a flag comes in as Scandrick was trying to break in front of Robert Woods.
Pass interference, defense, number 22. Ball in place to the spot of the foul. First down.
Orlando Scandrick just tried to get up and play press. And when Woods went out on the quick out route, he just got to let go. When he separates, you got to pull away. They're going to try to get up there, the Kansas City defense, and be physical at the line of scrimmage against these Rams receivers.
You know, and already we're seeing this Rams offense. The first play, inside zone, Gurley bounces outside. Second play, play action. That's what they like to do, run and then play action off of it.
They keep it simple, but they do it so well. First down pass right over the middle. As he goes to Cooks. You know, they've really benefited with the offensive line staying healthy and being firm and productive.
You know, they played really well. They're a big part of this success of this offense, being able to protect, not a lot of sacks. And in this hurry-up offense, a lot of pressure's on them. They've handled it well.
Hurry up indeed, and a quick strike to Cooks, and Brandon Cooks with a chunk play down inside the 30-yard line. 30-yard reception for Cooks.
Well, they do a nice mixture of, it's all out of 11 personnel. So similar formations, and then they attack the quick game. Cooks is a nice addition. He has speed. All the talk on the other side of the field. Tyreek Hill. He may not be that fast, but he's close, and that's what he can do with it, run after catch.
He's in the conversation for sure. Goff. As he's going to go to Gurley out of the backfield. He's able to get a few extra yards against Dorian O'Daniel before he's run down with 7 yards tacked on.
And all the talk about the running game, and Todd Gurley has every right to be up for the MVP candidate, and to look at what he's doing. But as a receiver, too, he is so good out of the backfield. He has good feel. He looks deep down the field, and then he can always just dump it down and get 6-7 yards.
Sean McVay, a young, precocious, dynamic play caller, his second year as the head coach of the Rams, just 32 years old. 2nd and 3. As Gurley will have the first down before he is driven back by Xavier Williams.
Taking a look at this Chiefs defense, it's going to stop and start up front. Chris Jones, he's got a sack in 6 straight games. He's been playing really, really good football. But the engine that makes this defense go is the 2 outside linebackers, Justin Houston, and the best player, in my opinion, on this defense, D Ford. Look for them coming off the edge all night. If they can't get pressure, the LA Rams think that they have a great matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary from Kansas City.
Malcolm Brown in as the running back for Gurley now. See Josh Reynolds in motion. He gets to start with Cooper Kupp out for the year, injured. And that is incomplete as a flag comes in. Robert Woods was the targeted receiver.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. And we have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 21. A hit against a defensive receiver. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down, Los Angeles.
That's Eric Murray, who's the starting safety, with Eric Berry, the All-Pro, still out with that sore heel.
And they're playing zone coverage now since that first play where they got the holding penalty by Orlando Scandrick. And so those fake throws, they don't do the run-pass option like Kansas City. We'll talk a lot about that. The Rams don't really do that much, but what they do is they have these fake throws where it's going to look like the zone, and then he just pulls it, Jared Goff, much like what Matt Ryan and Atlanta Falcons have had so much success.
So 1st and goal, 7th play of this opening drive for the Rams. Goff, plenty of time, lofts it to the end zone, and touchdown, Robert Woods.
Well, it's the play action that they do. It looks like that first run that they did. And then Woods is going to go across. And Orlando Scandrick's just a crossing route. He has to cover it the entire way. They draw it up. The plays look so similar. That's the first ran that they had to start the game, where Todd Gurley bounced it out. Now they come back. He gets the same motion. And it looks just like that for the defense. It's hard for them to defend because they're thinking they got to stop the run. And then here they come on the deep crossing route.
Extra point is no good. To hear the celebration to that opening touchdown, Robert Woods is wearing the Monday Night Mic.
Yes, sir.
And a dynamic receiving core. Now without Cooper Kupp. He was out for the season after tearing his ACL last week, but with Cooks and Woods, they got plenty of offense. And Zerline will put this to the 2. Here's Tremont Smith on the return. And here comes Patrick Mahomes, the son of a major leaguer himself, but really a humble yet competitive small-town kid to the core. He's had that rocket ride to the top, taking him from the population of 8,000 of White House, Texas, to now his 11th NFL game. And having just turned 23 in the midst of this season, here he is an MVP frontrunner and ready to star in one of the most anticipated games in some time. And they're going to run option as he pitches to Hunt. And Kareem Hunt has a big play to open up the game. It could come back with a flag back at the 30-yard line. If it stands, it's 18 yards.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 84. A 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Replay first down.
You know, one of the concerns with this Kansas City offense is the interior of the offensive line, using a backup center and right guard now.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough for them to protect. They're going against, as Book said, the best defensive player in the National Football League. But that's what they have to do. Andy Reid, his scheme, getting the ball on the perimeter. It's going to force those guys for the Rams up front to play their assignment because of all the different things this offense can do.
So from what would have been an 18-yard run to a first and 18. As Sammy Watkins, who was questionable play, gets the reception. Boy, we're watching Sammy Watkins pregame. I'm really surprised he's able to go tonight.
Yeah, he's limping pretty good. You know, they try to get a quick screen, get back on track. But, you know, we didn't know if he was going to go or not. But one thing about him, his time in Buffalo, you know, he played majority of his season with a broken foot until I think he realized, they paid me a lot of money, and it's for games like this that I'm here for.
Now there's the dangerous Tyreek Hill in the backfield before they motion him out to an empty set as Hunt and Hill split apart on 2nd and 14.
Yeah, he sees his man-to-man. He's checking.
He wants that ball and wants it quickly. A flag is down again as Conley tries to work his way upfield. Mahomes wanted to get that thing out and get it to Conley.
Everybody's just a little amped up here early getting this game going.
Offside. Defense, number 56. Penalties decline. So the play is 3rd down.
Clete Blakeman's crew tonight. He's the referee. 3 officials on this crew have previously worked a Super Bowl. As you see, Wade Phillips, the 71-year-old defensive coordinator, of course, your former coach in Dallas.
He's had a lot of battles against Andy Reid over the years. You know, both of them been in the league, so he knows what Andy's going to try to attack. But Andy also knows what Wade's going to do on defense.
But what did he say about those battles with Reid?
A lot of buffets.
Certainly is.
3rd down and 3. As they run option again, and this is going to be waved off again. That's how they open the game, as Mahomes was flanked by Hill this time on 3rd down. And it's going to be a timeout used by Kansas City. You know, you mentioned the juice. You mentioned guys being amped up. We don't often say that early on in an NFL game, but there is a certain atmosphere here tonight.
Well, this game, I mean, 9-1, all the talk, they've been talking about it for, you know, months about this game and these offenses and how they're going to attack. And it's just going to unfold as we're seeing them on both sides stay true to who they are. They're not going to change. Sean McVay running his system where the plays look alike, but they're different. He got the crossing route, the pick for the touchdown to Woods. And now you're coming back with Kansas City. The zone read, the option, those are things they do, and they're going to continue to.
3rd and 3. And there was movement up front. This is such a choppy start.
Full start offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Rams were smooth as could be, and it's been choppy with the penalties for KC.
Yeah, and I'd be choppy too going against this defense, and it starts up front. 3 first-round picks. You may not see it anywhere else in the National Football League on the defensive line. And then you throw in Dante Fowler Jr., who's starting at outside linebacker tonight. When they rush the passer, you'll see 4 first-round picks. But if they don't get there, the secondary and linebackers is where Kansas City feel like they can attack this Ram defense.
Tyreek Hill inside.
3rd and 8. Mahomes, there's that arm strength, and off the hands of Travis Kelce as he was covered by Marcus Peters, his former teammate.
Well, forcing Patrick Mahomes to have to come off and get outside the pocket, and then Kelce trying to adjust to that. He had a step on Marcus Peters on that corner route. Just missed it.
And the Rams got just enough pressure on Mahomes, forcing him to move off his spot. Be key tonight how much pressure they can get on him.
So Colquitt on to punt. Feels that snap a little low. JoJo Natson back to return as he couldn't shake loose of the coverage that time. It was good pursuit downfield from Ward. Urge you to help those affected by the California wildfires by visiting redcross.org, or you can text CA Wildfires to 90999. Give $10 to the American Red Cross California Wildfires Relief. Well, some of those images are so tough to look at there. 6-0 Rams in Kansas City. 4 penalties early on as Higbee gets the reception, fights his way for an extra yard. 5 there. Well, the early nerves for Kansas City. 4 plays, 4 penalties.
And in a game like this, Tess, the margin for error is going to be slim. Those penalties, that extra yardage, that hidden yardage, may come back to haunt them later.
Second offensive possession for Goff and the Rams. He was 4 of 4 for 50 yards on an opening drive. He's able to hit Robert Woods for the touchdown. Flag is down at the end of that play as he goes to Brandon Cooks, who was out of bounds. Justin Houston was coming in with pressure on Goff.
Use of hands to the face. Defense, number 20. A 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Steven Nelson, the starting corner, who has 3 interceptions this year.
When he's trying to get up there and be physical at the line of scrimmage. The problem is, one of the things about the Rams that they do is they get these guys in tight alignment, so they're almost on the hash. They're not out wide, so they have two-way goes. They can run crossing routes, or they can come back out on the corner routes. And you see there, Steven Nelson's just holding, and when they grab, they're going to call it. Brandon Cooks, he's really improved as a route runner.
Here's Goff as he throws it into the ground short of Cooks. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You don't see that often.
No.
Jared Goff, when he has time and he gets his back foot, when it hits that 5th step, his shoulders are level and he's extremely accurate. But, you know, going back to Cooks, having 1,000 yards in New Orleans 2 years ago, going and doing it in New England a year ago, and now coming in here, he had a chip on his shoulder because he said, not only am I here to take the top end off the coverage, but I can catch it over the middle. And that's showing up through the first 10 weeks.
Imagine that. You get 1,000 yards potentially here, 3 different teams. Brett Favre did that as a 3,000-yard passer. 3 different teams in 3 different years. Second and 10. A little bit of pressure in his face, but gets it complete to the 40-yard line as he finds Josh Reynolds. Remember, Josh Reynolds is now starting for the Rams with Cup out.
Watch Gurley here, though. He's going to come back and protect. He's going to see Hitchens come, and he's going to get a nice cut block. And as soon as he does that, he protects it, and Jared Goff doesn't even have to move because he trusts that Todd's going to be patient on a delayed blitz and cut him, allowing him to make that throw.
And he had John Sullivan as center right in his lap that time as he got pushed back.
And defensive coordinator Bob Sutton for the Kansas City Chiefs is making an adjustment early. He's bringing pressure. He's not going to let Goff sit back there all day.
Goff quickly gets it to Higbee, who lowers the shoulder and has another Rams first down as he ran through Ron Parker.
The thing about the Rams, though, they get so quick at getting in and out of the huddle. So they're at the line of scrimmage. They're constantly putting pressure in the pick routes when they do that. Jared Goff, he's at ease in the pocket and showing why he was the #1 pick.
Quick to the line again. Play action again. Goff, plenty of time, wide open, and able to secure it is Woods.
And Tess,
4-yard catch there.
And Tess, I understand Jared Goff is great, but if you're the Kansas City defense, yes, it's play action. He's back there setting up, but he's got all day. He's just patting the football. You're asking a lot of your secondary in zone coverage to set back there that long.
And Anthony Hitchens is a linebacker. He's turning and running. He's not covering anybody. They got to get deep in those hook areas. When Cooks goes by you to take the top end off, you have to pass that off and then carry that underneath. Those crossing routes are coming.
Gurley on the pitch. Good work that time by Fuller to come up and play it.
And this is where Todd Gurley is so good. He obviously wants to hit the one gap and go, right? And to be that big and strong and physical, but he also is explosive. That's why he's the leading leader in the National Football League in rushing, because he can get on the perimeter and you think, oh, I'll catch him. No, he can take it to that next gear.
So loss of 1, 2nd and 11. See, Gurley is in the slot to the top of your screen, stays in for a moment as Goff goes to the end zone, a diving effort, but double covered was Robert Woods. It was Murray and Scandrick on him.
But for the first time, you got some interior pressure from this Kansas City defense. Chris Jones, he's had a sack in each of the last 6 games. He got some interior pressure. They're going to need more of that because right now the Rams are dictating to this Kansas City defense. Nice inside push by Jones there.
And Jones has 7 sacks on the year. He has a sack in 6 straight games. As Gurley comes off on 3rd and 11, that leaves Malcolm Brown flanking Jared Goff. Everybody pointing at D Ford.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 55. The 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And you know, Joe, that's one of the reasons why they get in and out of the huddle so quickly. And so that was going to be pressure by the Kansas City. They were going to blitz. He allows him to go on a double snap count because they have the time. And then, boom, they get a jump off sides right there. False start, you know, encroachment by the defense. And now you have a 3rd down. It's a big difference between 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, and now have an opportunity 3rd and 6.
There's a 6th flag on Kansas City already. Just under 7 minutes to play in this first quarter. 3rd and 6. And a timeout is going to be used by the Rams.
You know, this is not the start that Kansas City really wanted to have. You know, coming on the road, they had 9 penalties each of the last 3 weeks. They start this game out the gate, they got 4. And you just don't want to have that type of start. So if you can hold them here and, you know, only be potentially down 10 points, your offense is powerful enough that it can recover from that.
You know what's interesting? It was the Rams in the preparation for this game. They were the ones dealing with all the changes and turmoil. They had to go out to Colorado Springs to get ready for Mexico City. Kansas City, basically with this change, they just had a normal week of prep for a road game.
Yeah, and if it was only that easy, if that led to, okay, we're going to be able to handle that and go on the road and win this game. But you got to say a lot to Sean McVay, Les Snead, and the system that they built here in Los Angeles.
Then you come here and you face this setting and this team. Things change. 3rd and 6. And Cooks is going to make that extra effort for the 1st down.
But what do you want to do when they play man-to-man? You want to run crossing routes. You know that you're fast, your line can protect, and they have to cover a lot of distance, a lot of ground. And Nelson just, he doesn't have a chance. With those tight alignments, it gives them 2-way goes, so they can't get jammed at the line of scrimmage. Frees them up, of course, on those crossing routes. That's just pitch and catch.
You know, as good as this Rams offense has been, the red zone is the one place where there could be a little bit of improvement. Touchdowns on 57% of red zone drives. That's 16th in the NFL, just below the NFL average. Gurley's back in as the lone back on 1st and goal. This crew's staying busy, aren't they?
Encroachment. Defense, number 91. There's half the distance to the goal line. Still 1st down.
See Big Red, Andy Reid, he is not happy about this start, you know, and going to get him again with the double snap count. Just constantly putting pressure on the defense. Sean McVay, that's what the system's all about. How they get in and out of the huddle, how they run from those similar formations, 11 personnel, and apply pressure.
Goff on 1st and goal. As we'll throw it out of the back of the end zone as Cooks was well covered.
That's a smart decision there. You know, they tried to sneak one in behind there with Cooks off the play action. It was covered. Throw it away, live for another down.
You know, wait till your point on the play action. What the Rams are doing, they're going play action. What does that do? That creates voids between the linebackers and the secondary, but it also gives you a max protect look. They really only have 3 men out in the route. Kansas City needs to make an adjustment because you're only covering 3 guys against play action.
2nd and goal. Corner of the end zone. Josh Reynolds. Flag is down. If it stands, Reynolds scores it.
holding. Defense, number 21, penalties decline. So the play is a touchdown.
The guy who they need to step up is stepping up.
Well, you know, all the talk about Todd Gurley. They come in here 13 pass attempts. He's 10 for 13 and only 3 rushes. They saw something on film, and what they saw is they wanted to attack Orlando Scandrick. First play, they ran right at him. They've had 3 targets to his side. He had a flag. He had a big completion on him. And now 2 touchdowns on Orlando Scandrick.
Nearly flawless start to the night for Jared Goff. 10 of 13, 120 yards, and now 2 touchdown passes. Remember, Zerline missed the PAT earlier. 4-yard touchdown pass to Josh Reynolds. 13-0. As we'll be back after this exclusive break, where we will get to see the City of Angels captured with the new Google Pixel 3. Welcome you back, and check out these photos of LA captured with the Google Pixel 3 camera. And we thank Google for getting us back to the game a little bit early. A night here in LA that has seen the Rams with the first 17 plays netting 2 touchdowns. And they're getting after Orlando Scandrick, the Chiefs DB.
Yeah, they were pretty excited about him coming into tonight. Thought that he could be able to play on the outside. Early, the quick slant by Cooks. Good separation. And you can see he pulls away. He came back with the play action to Woods for the touchdown pass. He's playing so off. He gets a little bit of a rub route. And then, again, down in the red zone, the second touchdown. Outside leverage, you cannot allow them. If you're playing outside, you got to stay outside. He collapses it on the edge. Tough start for Orlando Scandrick, the veteran.
The next-gen stats have him as the nearest defender tonight. And with those numbers, 3 of 4, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns given up. Lisa.
Tess, Orlando Scandrick very upset over here on the Chiefs sideline. Several players have come over to try to just coach him up and encourage him, including Eric Berry. He was just speaking to him, just trying to say something positive to get this young man back in the ballgame.
He spent years with the Cowboys, and he signed a deal with the Redskins, but then was cut in August. The Chiefs picked him up 5 days later, but in this showcase moment, he has fallen short. There is Smith again. Now, Patrick Mahomes has been like a private eye figuring out NFL defenses this season. A little LA Confidential here in LA. Through 10 games, the investigation has yielded 31 touchdown passes. And that joins an exclusive group. With Brady had 38 through 10 games, that great season in 07. Manning 35 and 34 through 10 once. And Rodgers in 2011 had 31 as well. And right now, they need him to come up big. Down 2 scores early. And as he's able to get it to Kelsey, that was Dante Fowler who was staying with Patrick Mahomes. That goes for 8 yards.
Yeah, this is not the start Kansas City wanted, you know, but you never want to play from behind. But Kansas City has the firepower to shrink any lead. And a big reason for that, the guy you're just talking about, Tess, Patrick Mahomes.
And I like what they're doing. They realize their offensive line is having trouble protecting. They're getting him on the edges and allowing him to see the field.
Here's Hunt. And this is the trouble with the Rams defense as Kareem Hunt runs right through them past midfield.
Well, big thing that they want to do is throw the football. We all know that, but the running game is going to be important for this offense. They don't run these zone reads outside. He goes inside and then cuts it. Listen, the Rams gave up over 8 yards a carry last week in Seattle, 273 yards rushing. So Kansas City, all their weapons on the outside, running the football with their offensive line is going to be critical tonight.
27-yard run by Hunt. And now off of it, downfield goes Mahomes, and here come the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill. 20-yard reception there for the speedster.
Well, he's really improved as a route runner. You know, we know about the speed. That's a double move. And then watch the transition at the top. The ability to bend, to get low, and sink your hips so that you can come in out of the cut. I mean, I am really impressed with him. I studied him a lot the last few weeks. There's a lot of talk about his speed, but now they're putting him in the slot, in here. He's moving all over the field. He'd be in the backfield, but being able to run double moves and come out of the cut, that's where he's made the next step with his game. He's got him for the touchdown.
Does he ever? Mahomes to Hill. What a response. 25-yard touchdown catch for Hill. Just what the Chiefs needed.
Well, they wanted to match him up with Sam Shields, the veteran. He's built for speed too. Putting him in the slot, playing man-to-man. But watch Tyreek Hill beat him at the line of scrimmage. Immediately, it is over, and he's going to go on this move. And Sam Shields, he cannot recover. Tyreek Hill at the line of scrimmage. He wins early, and then he has the speed to pull away.
As Butker caps it. 32nd touchdown pass of the year for Patrick Mahomes. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. Live like a pro. Chargers Raiders, October of '85. That's the last Monday Night Football game here at the LA Coliseum. Look at Marcus Allen, who went for 3 touchdowns that night in the Raiders win. As for these Rams, they haven't hosted a Monday Night Football game at the Coliseum since 1979. Here's Pharaoh Cooper, back from injury on the return, as he's only able to weave his way just beyond the 15. Ward, another special teams tackle.
Well, on that touchdown, we talked about Tyreek Hill, but watch Patrick Mahomes. Joyner right here is in free coverage. It's called one thief. He's the free player that can help Sam Shields in this situation. When Mahomes looks to Kelsey's side, he pulls Joyner to the outside to allow Hill to get that line up. And that coverage, that is perfect situation and great eye manipulation by Patrick Mahomes.
You know, and we met with Wade Phillips. He said there's one person on his defense that he thinks can run with Tyreek Hill. It was Sam Shields. Hey, Wade, he can't run with him.
Back to the drawing board.
Hey, he can't run with him.
I don't know that many can, Boog. Malcolm Brown is wrestled down after a gain of 2 that time.
And what a response by Kansas City to go on that drive. Now your defense. They got to step up. They got to get a stop. And, you know, give Gurley some of those yards inside. Make him earn it the hard way. But you cannot allow this play-action game to be as efficient as it's been here in the first quarter.
As efficient as 17 plays and 130 total yards.
It's a pretty good start,
I'd say. Empty look on 2nd and 8. And he just muscles it complete again, and it's Josh Reynolds again. 15 yards of golf to Reynolds.
Well, he just gets O'Daniel here, and he puts him right in that situation. He pulls him to the tight end. And just when he jumps like that, the linebacker, it opens it up in the crossing route.
Going to take a shot looking for Cooks. Multiple flags come in from every direction as Steven Nelson was hoping for the best against Cooks.
And, you know, if that's on Kansas City, that would be 8 flags. 4 of them for first downs, not the start. Kansas City wanted to come in here on the road and have early in this football game.
There are 2 fouls against the defense on the play. Prior to the pass, holding, number 22. Penalties declined. Pass interference, number 20. The ball he placed in the spot of the foul. First downs, Los Angeles.
And if you're Nelson, to me, you just can't panic. You're a defensive back. Yeah, the ball is coming down. We all realize Brandon Cooks is fast. Just don't panic. Turn your head around. It's my pet peeve. Turn around, relax, find the football. When he's slowing down for a purpose. If young DB's out there, just turn around.
After the 37-yard penalty, Somehow, Higbee catches that with Murray all over him.
You know, this is when the Kansas City secondary really misses Eric Berry. The veteran presence, he's an all-pro. You know, I mean, these guys are fighting. They play hard, but they need somebody that they can rely on that can just get a big stop on the back end, that can protect them, that can play sideline to sideline and really roam the back end. Eric Berry is that guy.
You know, to your point, they're having trouble staying with these Ram receivers.
Brown on 2nd and 5. Good effort by Malcolm Brown, his 3rd year out of Texas, as that will move the chains as he goes for 7. As Todd Gurley looks on.
This Ram offense, and they're quick to the line. They quick count you. They no huddle. I mean, they just dictate to the defense at all times.
It's on 3rd terms. And now some pressure on Goff, and he still gets it complete. And it's Reynolds for another 1st down, and it will be 1st and goal.
Now, that's just arm talent right there. Jared Goff rolling to his left, but I like how he turns his body, tries to get his shoulder square, just uses pure arm talent throwing that ball. Nice athletic play there by Goff.
With Breland Speaks coming after him. Brown has clogged up, and he is sent back. As that front did a good job, and then Anthony Hitchens finished it. Ron Parker also got involved.
He's telling Sean McVay, back up, you're getting too far down.
You think McVay's a little juiced up tonight?
I think everybody's a little juiced up in here, Tess.
Yeah, it's a different kind of atmosphere here at the LA Coliseum for this one. And Gurley is in here on 2nd and goal. So the final seconds tick down in this 1st quarter with a Rams offense that has been nearly flawless. 2nd and goal. Reynolds out of bounds. Watch the end of this as he tried to get the feet down.
This is the end of the 1st quarter.
Close. Reynolds had a touchdown in that 1st quarter. So did Woods. And it's 13-7 Rams in this showdown. You see the ages there of Andy Reid and Sean McVay. A generation and a half of football separating them. And right now, Andy Reid is hoping that not much separation on the scoreboard if his defense can find a way to stop the Rams on 3rd and goal.
Man-to-man coverage, so you look for the crossing routes by the Rams.
First play of the 2nd quarter. Goff. Flag comes in as he was looking for Gerald Everett, and they're going to get Eric Murray again.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. The ball he placed at the 1-yard line. 1st down, Los Angeles.
That Chiefs defensive unit, penalty after penalty. That is now 7 penalties for 71 yards.
Yeah, and Sean McVay realizes that they're having trouble covering his receivers. They've only ran the ball 6 times, Tess. They're throwing it at these DBs, and it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Nelson, Scandrick, Bob Sutton is going to have to figure out a way to get his young DBs to stop getting so handsy.
See if the ball was tipped here.
Absolutely it was.
Kansas City takes its 1st timeout.
Pretty clear, wasn't it? You see that rotation change. Saw the fingers get up and make contact.
Correction, that's Kansas City's 2nd timeout.
And that's why Andy Reid has called the timeout, because he's thinking about wanting to get that replay, possibly challenging that.
As they should.
There's no question. He gets his fingertip on it. Whenever you see a Jared Goff ball look like that, you know it got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
No doubt. You can see, he says, hey, Chris Jones got a piece of that. So there shouldn't have been a penalty. Boy, and Big Red is awfully red, isn't he?
Oh, he's hot right now.
He had a little comment there to Jared Goff. Said, young fella, back up. I'm talking to the referees here.
I have never seen him that mad before, Whit.
20th season as an NFL head coach. He's seen it all.
Kansas City is challenging the ruling on the field of a pass interference, claiming that the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage by a defensive player.
Well, it should be easy for them to clear that up as we take a short break and come back here to LA.
He's put 14-58
So Kansas City will not be charged with a
14-58.
timeout because they reversed the call. The ball was clearly tipped. It was Jones who got up and got a piece of it. So they will trot out Greg Zuerlein to attempt the short field goal. He's been battling through a groin injury this season. It's just a 23-yarder. Missed 5 games earlier, and now back to form is Zuerlein for the Rams. Boy, in this game with this Rams offense, just get the sense holding them to 3 is a huge win.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams have gone up and down the field 3 possessions, but that's a big stop. That's a huge play for them, for the Chiefs, to force them now to have to settle for a field goal.
Well, 15-17 on the year now is Zuerlein, 9-point margin. As we'll be back in 30 seconds after a quick word from Courtyard. KC and the Rams. So much that went into the build-up for this game. The high-scoring teams, the one-loss teams. First time one-loss teams from different conferences meet this late in the season, week 11 or later. It was a great challenge match of Super Bowl contenders.
You know, Jordan, if you're Kansas City, you got to feel pretty good. The Rams have gone up and down the field. You have 8 penalties, a lot of them on defense if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's only 16-7. You haven't allowed Todd Gurley to get loose, but defensive coordinator Bob Sutton has got to make some adjustments, especially in the secondary.
Smith will let this fly over his head. So Goff and Mahomes dueling here. The only 2 sons of Major League Baseball players who have ever started a game at quarterback in the NFL. Let's see, Pat and his dad Patrick Mahomes had a long and successful career in the bigs. And then we had mentioned Jerry Goff before as a Major League catcher, played 90 games, went on to be a firefighter. Here's Hunt as he is ridden down by Corey Littleton.
Well, knowing that you're going to have a shootout, this is what you like having a guy like Patrick Mahomes. All the talk about him, 11 games into his career here in this season. And you've seen from him in different experiences. We had him on the road in Denver, his ability to come back and make some big plays. On the road, he lost to New England. But what kind of second half he's shown, he can handle these situations for sure.
You know, I actually think he got a lot out of that game at New England. I know you do too.
Of course, Andy Reid had to feel good getting on that plane, knowing what his quarterback was all about.
2nd and 7, quickly gets it to Hunt, who can't spin 3 as he is taken down by Littleton again.
This is one of the things they have to do tonight because they know about the pass rush of Donald and Sue and the injuries they've had on the line. So get the ball out of his hands quickly. He's got a quick release. He's got great weapons on the outside, skilled players. And then you're going to be in these situations where it's 3rd and short and every possession is so critical. Getting Mahomes on the edge potentially. That's an area that they feel like he has multiple options in those situations.
And he's going to trot over to the sideline.
You know, you talk about the multiple option. It's 3rd and short. This Rams defense struggled last week against Seattle, giving up almost 300 yards rushing. This is an optimal down. This is a run pass down. Don't be surprised if they hand the football off to Kareem Hunt here.
Kansas City down to 1 timeout. You know, Saturday, huge game on ABC in terms of playoff implications at 8 Eastern. as number 3 Notre Dame, trying to go for that undefeated season right here at the Coliseum, taking on USC. Great rivalry. I know SC's struggling, but anytime those two get together, you know what it means. They have split the last 4 meetings, and USC has won the last 2 right here at the Coliseum. 3rd and 2. Mahomes with time, and he connects with Hill again. On 3rd and 2, he goes downfield for 26.
Well, Tyreek Hill's in that same spot inside. Man-to-man coverage in 3rd and short. Sam shields the matchup again. And Tyreek winning at the line of scrimmage and across the field. And it just shows you the confidence Mahomes has in him, Joe. 3rd and 2, maybe dump it down to your back at the first down. No thanks, I'll take the big gain. And here they go on the attack.
Somebody tell Wade Phillips that Sam Shields cannot run with Tyreek Hill. Please send that message.
Try to find a guy on the roster who can vote.
Now they got Marcus Peters inside.
Mahomes trying to jump up and grab it was Kelsey, but too tall for even the 6'5" Travis Kelsey.
And that play action, there's big holes in behind there. Once they get a big chunk, they like to follow it up with another one. And they like to stay aggressive with it. Kelsey gets right in behind Mark Barron. Just kind of mistimed his jump, and Mahomes liked to have that throw back, just overthrow him.
Yeah, and Aaron Donald was at his feet. I mean, he was clawing and crawling to get there. Didn't allow Mahomes to step up. That could have affected the throw.
Sprint left. There's the arm talent, and there's Hill.
Mahomes.
Time and time again, 17 more yards.
Off the play fake, rolling out to his left, which is really hard for quarterbacks to do. Turn his body, and just, what a strike on the comeback. Tyreek Hill, because he threats you vertically so much, it forces the corners to turn and open up. They don't want to get beat. Touchdowns matter on Monday night. They know that. So as soon as they open up, he transitions out of the cut.
You give up enough 17s and 26s, you're going to have touchdowns. As Hunt was trying to get some extra yardage there. First met by Littleton, and Joyner 6 yards there.
But think about all these things they're doing in the passing game. The quick screens. We'll see the run-pass options a lot here tonight, but getting Patrick Mahomes outside the pocket, give Andy Reid a lot of credit, because he knows his line's having a tough time there. They cannot expect those guys to stay in there and play drop-back football and block Aaron Donald. So what's he do? Gets him on the edge.
2nd and 4. They split the backfield to an empty look. Mahomes in rhythm, and it's going to be a 1st and goal as Chris Conley comes up with it. Flag is down back at the 25.
Holding. Offense. Number 75. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So they will retreat.
You know, sometimes it's about sacks. Sometimes it's about pressure. But Aaron Donald, he won't get a sack for this play, but his mere presence and his ability to work the outside move against Cam Irving causes a penalty. And for him, coming off, now he goes to the outside arm, and Cam Irving is holding, but he's trying to rip through. But just the pressure, drawing the penalty, that's almost as good as a sack because it brings it back. Now it's 2nd and long.
Every bit of it. Tough to contain last year's Defensive Player of the Year, and it may be back-to-back with the season Donald is having. Doesn't matter when you got Hunt and Mahomes and Hill, they make up for it. And yet another flag is down late. This at the 24. As talented as they are offensively, the choppiness and the penalties have been killing rhythm at times.
There is no foul in the play for illegal contact. It was on the play. It's a 1st down, Kansas City.
So Reed can breathe easy for a moment.
But that was what Kareem Hunt does, though, out of the backfield. And watch this matchup. That's going to be Corey Littleton on him. He's going to come out of the backfield and go. And Littleton's a pretty good cover guy, but watch Kareem Hunt. He closes the separation right there, and it forces him. I think that's what they potentially were going to call. And then he separates. He is strong out of the cuts, the corner route, That's a matchup they like. And just shows you what all Kareem Hunt can bring to your football team.
Mahomes trying to extend, Fowler chasing, and smartly he runs out as a flag comes in again.
Holding, defense, number 32. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
The rookie Troy Hill, he's taking the place of Aqib Talib, and you're just seeing receivers that are fast, that know where they're going, and defenders that don't, and they're having to hold and grab. They're playing with their hands instead of playing with their feet, guys.
First penalty against the Rams. Had the 9 penalties against KC. Only 2 officials on this crew normally are retained here as they put together what has been termed by some an all-star officiating crew for this game. And as the first and goal run by Hunt is clogged up, as Brockers and the rest got involved that time, including Johnson. Let's look at the red zone battle here on this side of the ball. You see Rams defense ranks 26th against that efficient Chiefs offense, 6th in the NFL in red zone productivity. 9th play of a 5-minute drive.
And what they want to do is they want to put these two together, Kelsey and Hill, because it's hard for them to double team both of them from those when they line up in this formation.
And you got Shields on Tyreek Hill once again.
2nd and goal. They run option. Mahomes keeps it and slides down.
They're just going with the zone read, and they run the option off of it. And that's a good read. Seeing his offensive left tackle, Fisher, get out in space. That's the hole for him. Reading the defensive end on the edge. Avoiding those hits.
Oh, yeah, you got your franchise quarterback, and then John Johnson was coming in like a missile. So he had a slide down, and that leaves him with a 3rd and goal.
And when they play man-to-man like this, the zone read is alive because they usually don't have anybody to account for the quarterback when they keep it.
Again, he pitches to Hunt. Can he get there? Run out of bounds that time by John Johnson.
And this is part of the field there where, you think possibly, do you go for it on 4th down? And Andy Reid says, no, I just want to take the points. But Kareem Hunt coming off the edge. Give Johnson some credit, though. He was unaccounted for. When they play man-to-man, a lot of times they don't have that extra guy down there, and Johnson just came out of the middle of the field.
Also, Corey Littleton kind of slow played the quarterback, made him pitch it, and then John Johnson. We've seen that option a few times now from Kansas City. They're seeing something on defense that leads them to believe they can get the Rams with that.
Just a 21-yard attempt here from Butker. And that closes it to a 6-point Rams lead here on Monday Night Football. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Madden NFL 19, available now. Super Bowl I, January of '67, right here at the LA Coliseum. Lombardi's Packers defeating the Chiefs. Hart Starr, the MVP. There is Clark Hunt, chairman and CEO of the Chiefs. Of course, it was Lamar Hunt who put forth the super in Super Bowl.
Great ownership up there in Kansas City.
Well, Rams head coach Sean McVay, his team up 16-10. Boy, I'll tell you, he has worked his magic on this franchise. Remember, before he arrived, they scored an NFL low 14 points per game. A couple seasons now, 31.3 points per game. And 2nd in the NFL. Saints are #1. And the scoring, of course, helps transform things from 4-12 to now 20-6 over the span of his couple years here. Sitting at 9-1 now. And he's got this guy, an MVP candidate in Todd Gurley.
You know, Tess, you're talking about Sean McVay and Jared Goff working their magic. He's worked his magic with Jared Goff. Because under Jeff Fisher, we thought that Jared Goff was a bust. Under Sean McVay, he's an MVP candidate. So not only in the franchise, but specifically with this quarterback and what coaching will do. That should show all of you franchises out there, young quarterback, make sure you get him a good young coach.
And give Les Snead some credit, the general manager, because he went out and took a chance on a young guy and gave him this opportunity.
Sacked by Xavier Williams. Big play, first sack for the KC defense.
You're going to see Woods just push up inside. He's unblocked. He comes free. You don't see that by the offensive line of the Rams. I mean, they're a veteran group led by Sullivan inside as a center. Looks like a miscommunication. That can't happen because now you put yourself in third and long.
Now Williams, the hometown guy for the Chiefs. He went to Grandview, Missouri High. It's about 14 miles away from Arrowhead. That backs him up to a 3rd and 13. Can the Chiefs defense get off the field? Good push right up the middle as Goff is taken down again. Ball came out at the end there as Bailey scoops it up. And that's a fumble recovery for Kansas City.
Wow. Look at the push inside. Chris Jones, Bailey inside, pushing the center guard combination all the way back, and then Bailey reaching in, knocking it out, along with D Ford, and then the alertness for Bailey to get the ball. But that started with the push inside, guys. We've been waiting on them to get pressure on this quarterback. They did it, forced Jared Goff to get off his spot, then the ability to create the turnover and knock it out.
They say for defensive linemen, it comes in bunches. You know, you get one, and then maybe it just starts happening. D Ford, he's aware and around the football at all times. To have the ability to go in there and knock that out, knowing that your teammates got him down, that's a game-changing play.
And this is the big difference with how you view Kansas City now potentially compared to early in the season with Jones the way he's playing, D Ford coming on with the sacks, Bailey getting involved, and Justin Houston healthy.
Yeah, and then, you know, they haven't been good defensively statistically, but the one thing they've done well is get turnovers and putting their offense, you know, inside the 25-yard line.
And what a golden opportunity now. Screen. Triple play action sets up the screen for Hunt. Blockers in front, and Kareem Hunt will go right in. They were down 13-zip.
Well, they're going to fake this, and then they're going to come in here and fake it again to Hunt and getting out in space. But the key to all this is his lineman getting out to lead block. You can see his guard, his center, and his backside guard right there, being able to get man on man. And here's his center to clean it all up, creating lane. Kareem Hunt to do the rest with his legs.
And now a Butker extra point away from taking the lead. Rams missed their PAT to start the game. Mahomes has roared back. As advertised, isn't it, folks? What a game we've got here. We have 4 touchdown passes already thrown between Mahomes and Goff. Mahomes on play action is 6 of 7 for 90 yards and 2 touchdown passes. As Kansas City has 10 unanswered points in just a minute 36, and they take the lead. They trail 13-0. Here's Cooper from about the 3. Taken down, and a flag comes down.
During the return, holding return team number 52. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. First down, Los Angeles.
Primetime Performance is brought to you by Whole Foods Market.
Well, the biggest thing I've seen from Patrick Mahomes and his growth is his eye manipulation. He's going to look right to Kelsey to hold that free safety inside. He's the whole player. That's what he's there to do, is double team Hill. But he couldn't because Patrick Mahomes' ability to look. And then on that 3rd and short, he looked short because he's holding the free safety on the back end. He knows Hill has got him beat, and then capitalizes on the big play down the field.
As As Gurley searches for something in the middle and finds Anthony Hitchens waiting for the tackle.
You know, and if you're the Rams, you had a 13-0 lead. You have the fumble. Now Kansas City takes the lead. Normally, when the Rams get in trouble or disarray, they turn and hand it off to number 30. They're the second leading rushing football team in the NFL. That's what they do best. They're going to give to number 30 when they get in trouble.
He is reliable. You can always lean on him. Remember, the Chiefs were down 15 against the Patriots in Week 6. They erased that. They took the lead in the fourth quarter. Eventually, of course, losing that game. But they are so capable of what we just saw. 2nd and 6 now. Goff steps up, plenty of time, and gets it complete. And it is Brandon Cooks as he goes for 21 yards.
You know, these last 4 or 5 plays show you why this offensive line is so good and why they're so important to this offense. You can have all the weapons in the most creative scheme in the world, Sean McVay. But you saw with those 2 sacks in the previous series, if they cannot protect, it's going to be a long night for them.
Going to take a shot downfield, and it is far beyond Cooks that time, who was covered by Steven Nelson.
They stay aggressive, though. I mean, that's what Sean McVay does. Get a big play, a first down, come back with another one. Going to Cooks. He runs all over the field. These high-scoring offense, you know, it's a fantasy football dream tonight, isn't it?
It really
Folks
is.
at home, they're loving it.
Well, there are games on the line with people cheering on this scoreboard, lighting up time and time again. You know that. Look at the total yardage right now. 191 apiece with still 5 minutes to play before the half. 2nd and 10. Gurley looking for a lane. And he's driven back that time by Dorian O'Daniel. Good-looking player out of Clemson.
This defense for Kansas City, I mean, this is 3rd down. I mean, you got the momentum going in your favor right now. That's secondary. They got to step up, play tight coverage, drive on the football.
And on 3rd down, you shouldn't get play action. So your rushers, D Ford, Justin Houston, you should be able to pin your ears back and come off the corner without the threat of the run game.
It's man-to-man coverage, so you know you're going to get it.
They only bring 4. And it is incomplete as D Ford had a little bit of pressure, and then Fuller knocks it away.
Yeah, D Ford, his get off is amazing, and his ability to bend and turn coming around the corner. Jared Goff can feel him. He understands, he knows he wants to step up, but look at D Ford, watch the power. Now he dips inside, coming around the corner, and Jared Goff can smell his breath. He knows D Ford is coming around that corner.
And talk about Kansas City having a little momentum. You saw who was on the back there to return this punt. Tyreek Hill. Take advantage of the swing and momentum they have right now, going in their favor.
It's Johnny Hecker, very talented punter. He's got all the exotic punts. You'll see sky punts and screamers and banana kicks. Let's see what he offers them here. It's a knuckler that sends him to the corner. As Hill retreats to the 5. Flag is down all the way back at the 6. As with one burst, you see what Hill can be capable of.
Just a costly penalty for Kansas City. Looked like a block in the back. Can't happen. It backs you up. It's hard to overcome those.
You know, and if this is against Kansas City, that'll be 10 penalties against them in the first half.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team number 24. Ball, the penalties half the distance to the goal line from the spot of the foul. First down, Kansas City.
That's the most penalty yards the Chiefs have had before halftime since 2001. But they're back out there on offense when we return to the Coliseum. The Chiefs will start from the 3-yard line. Hunt, as he started out of his end zone, just a little bit of breathing room as he's tackled by Michael Brockers, as well as Aaron Donald.
You know, and as good as Patrick Mahomes is, he's still young. He's a young kid in a lot of ways in his career. Be smart in situational football here. Pin deep. You know, he had 7 interceptions over a 5-week period there. And he's having an exceptional year. But in that time, he forced it in some of these situations where he's backed up. Be smart with the football, try to get a couple first downs, flip field position.
The 23-year-old from his own goal line gets it out quickly. What can Hill do with it as he tries to get to that marker?
You know when you see Hill catch the ball, just a quick hitch route on the outside, you can just feel the frustration it is for corners. I mean, they don't want to go up and make the tackle. They wait, which is the worst thing for defensive backs to do. Just go tackle that right leg, knock him down. But it's because they have so much respect for Hill's ability and his speed.
And you can tell Mahomes likes that matchup, Sam Shields versus Tyreek Hill.
The third and probably less than one in reality here as Hunt lines up next to Mahomes. Quickly to Hill and easily gets the first down and shakes free for just a little more. He is dynamic.
And that series right there for Patrick Mahomes, that's exactly what you're looking for. Be smart with the football, get him out of the hole, and now you can start being on attack mode. Just a quick bubble screen, allowing his receivers to block. Easy throwing catch, smart with the football, and now he gets into his attack mode.
They're just built differently than everybody else in the league, aren't they? And that guy's a big reason why. And then there's Hunt. As he gets out for 2 more yards there. Ebukam with the tackle.
You know, it's interesting what they're doing there. They're flipping Kareem Hunt to the other side and then trying to run away because they want to line up Donald over here. So he started here and then moved him over and come back running back across because they don't really want to run to him. But watch, he still beats him across. And this guy's all over the field, Bo. You're right when you talk about him being the best player on the defense side of the ball. There's a lot of weapons, but up front, Andy's trying to scheme it up to go away from him, but it's not working out in that situation.
Not at all.
2-minute warning. KC with the ball when we return on Monday Night Football. Look at the numbers on Patrick Mahomes. You know, America became fascinated this week with the fact that he said he loves putting ketchup on everything, including mac and cheese. He has put hot sauce on this first half. They have roared back, and Mahomes has been awesome in this second quarter. He has hit on his last 5. He's 12 of 14 overall, now facing a 2nd and 8.
There's nothing wrong with ketchup, by the way, Tess.
Taken down, ball is loose, picked up, Ebukam returns it for the score. Scoop and score, Rams.
And we say he's the best defensive player in the National Football League, and I'll say it again. He is the best defensive player, maybe the best player in the National Football League, number 99, Aaron Donald. His ability to get on the edge and get outside. Cam Irving, they know he's going outside, a little stutter. He stutters the offensive lineman to freeze him, and then he uses speed and athletic ability to get outside. And what do we say? The great ones don't just get the sack, they get the football out. And Mahomes feels it, but he goes right after the football. That's what the great ones do.
Give Wade Phillips credit. He made 2-man behind us, so he had zone. Safeties up high and played man underneath, so they couldn't get the ball out quick. Made him to try to escape, and a game-changing play by Aaron Donald.
In a game with offensive stars everywhere, MVP candidates all over the field. One of them plays defense. He is magnificent. Aaron Donald. Strip sack that gets picked up by Samson Ebukam, an 11-yard touchdown return, and that's how the Rams retake the lead.
You know, most great pass rushers have a signature move, and Aaron Donald, his is the stutter. He uses the stutter to freeze the offensive lineman, and once he freezes him, he knows his athletic ability and his speed to get to the edge is second to none. Chop club outside is 1. This, number 2, is his signature move. And then the body lean and the strength to get the outside corner. I played with a great one in Warren Sapp. And Aaron Donald is right in that category, along with some of the greatest defensive tackles we've ever seen in the NFL.
Les Snead, the general manager of the Rams, says Aaron Donald is on the Rams' defensive Mount Rushmore. You think of Deacon Jones and Merlin Olsen, And he says Aaron Donald is right there. It's a generational talent. Number 99. Here's Smith on the return. And it's a decent return out towards the 30.
Well, a big reason why he had the time to go in there and make that rush is because Mahomes was trying to go in there, and they had play cover 2 in here behind here, and then they had this corner drop back. And when that happens, they're playing zone, forcing it back underneath, and then you're going to see it at the top of the route. There was nowhere to go with the football. Everybody is covered in these situations. Good call by Wade Phillips. And then you knew eventually in a one-on-one play, Aaron Donald was going to get home.
And with that, that is the first defensive touchdown ever scored against Patrick Mahomes. And now a minute 43 in this wildly entertaining first half remains as he goes under to Kelsey and a middle tight end screen that he works for 6 yards. Let's see what KC can do here.
What a call, though. I know it only got 5 or 6 yards, but faked it one way, came back, faked it again to Kareem Hunt, and then tried to get the middle screen with Travis Kelsey.
2nd and 5. He goes to Kelsey underneath again for a first down. One timeout remains for the Chiefs.
And this will be good for the young quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. 2-minute drill, 1 timeout. They rep this every week in practice. Let's see how the young man handles it.
Clock ticking towards a minute. As met there was Chris Conley by Roby Coleman as they will run back to the line. You're going to preserve that. Troy Hill with the tackle there. 2nd and 5.
And they're just playing zone coverage behind it, making them throw it down, dump downs underneath. But the important part there is coming up and rallying and tackling.
Mahomes. Here goes Kelsey inside the 20. And the Chiefs are in business as Mahomes wants to use that last timeout. 37-yard reception. Back and forth they go.
Well, it's very similar to what we saw with the touchdown to Tyreek Hill. It's man coverage in that situation. And then Johnson, again, he's just standing inside. We had saw it a number of times where they're playing zone, 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 and came back with man-to-man. And what a job by Mahomes. That's his 2nd time tonight where he's put Johnson. He's the free player inside. Double the guy. That's all you have to do. And now you change field position.
Folks, coming up at some point here will be the Genesis halftime show. These two want to stop going at it with Susie Colbert, Louis Riddick, Steve Young. I cannot wait to hear what Lou and Steve say about this first half. And a special performance by the Chainsmokers.
Kansas City's made an adjustment. They're sending the center and the guard to Aaron Donald.
They better get after him. Mahomes is going to tuck and run, and he goes out inside the 10. That'll leave 27 seconds. The chess match between Andy Reid and Wade Phillips. 19 times they have matched up as longtime opposing coaches.
I'm really surprised there, Joe, that he went to man-to-man coverage. I know he thought he had the help inside, but that cover 2, that soft zone, make them go the hard way. Now for Kansas City, taking shots in the end zone.
Remember, no timeouts. 2nd and 4. Ware's in the backfield. Mahomes has hit in his last 6. Time to extend the play as Donald comes after him. To the end zone he goes. And incomplete as Kelsey was juggling it. Ball not firmly controlled and then hitting the ground. What an effort by the All-Pro Travis Kelsey.
Well, here's the situation now. You got to try to get in there, and you get the first down or the touchdown. Certainly going to try it, right? If not, it's Mayday alert. If you do not throw it incomplete, it's that opportunity. Your field goal team's got to be ready with no timeouts.
And a timeout instead will be used by LA.
The Rams look to be in a pressure look there.
You know, this setting here at the Coliseum, we told you the first time in 33 years that they've had Monday Night Football. And then coming off everything that this community has been dealing with. And then really the late surprise change that, hey, what is the most anticipated game of the year in the league is going to be right here. These fans have been roaring all night long, and with good reason. Back and forth between these two Super Bowl contenders, and the stars playing every bit like it, including Aaron Donald, who had the strip sack fumble moments ago that was scooped up for the score. And now the MVP candidate Mahomes looking to answer and retake the lead. 3rd down and 4, 20 seconds remaining, no timeouts. Mahomes, he does it! Chris Conley. Absolutely outrageous first half of football.
Conley was going on a man route. He gets bumped at the line of scrimmage, knocks him off a little bit by the other defender. He just keeps playing. Hill overran him, and Mahomes, his ability to escape, not panic, knowing that he could not take a sack in that situation. Look at that throw.
I think he could have ran it in with. He had an open area right there in front of him.
Why do that when you can pad the stats? Throw a touchdown. What a play, though.
17 of 20 for 224 and 3 touchdown passes after they trailed 13-0. Are you kidding me? That is how we're going to have this thing tied. Each kicker has now missed an extra point. Butker came in having missed 2 on the year. We're not a far drive from Hollywood, but apparently the script writers have headed to the game tonight. Let's go back to the touchdown with Conley.
Yeah, well, you think Hill's going to draw some attention from this defense? He's inside here, and they're going to double team him with this safety as it plays out. But watch the attention that he gets. Immediately double team him with Joyner, and then, of course, they have the Sam Shields, and then at the very end, Johnson's doubling 3 guys. He pulls them with him, and, of course, that allows for man-to-man single coverage on the inside. And Mahomes sees it, says, okay, I'll dump it down underneath to Conley.
But look at Mahomes' arm angle, his ability to turn his body and throw almost suspended in midair. Just what an electric arm by the young man. He could have ran it in, but the arm angle, throwing that ball, getting that touchdown, unreal.
I mean, that's been the wow factor of this guy ever since he was growing up down in White House, Texas. Small town about 112 miles southeast of Dallas, where he was wowing everybody on the baseball field, youth football, and high school football. I mean, this is unreal arm talent here. And look at the numbers with our 2 leading men. Mahomes now at 224 and 3. Goff was so sensational to start the game. Those first 2 drives, 172 and 2.
Just the maturity in how they're doing it. They've taken sack fumbles. Hasn't been perfect, even though they're moving the ball down the field. Mature beyond their years, playing quarterback from inside the pocket tonight.
23 to 23. Missed extra points for each team. We are on pace for 92 points and over 900 yards. The Chiefs are going to get the ball to start the second half. We couldn't be having more fun as we join Susie Culber for the Genesis halftime show starting right now.
We got 9-1 against 9-1.
Plenty of time, lofts it to the end zone, and touchdown, Robert Woods.
He's got him for the touchdown.
Does he ever? And it's a fumble recovery for Kansas City. Blockers in front, and Kareem Hunt will go right in. Ball is loose. Ebucom returns it for the score. Back here in L.A., 23 to 23 in the first half. I saw Todd Gurley go over and become a 1,000-yard rusher again. Tyreek Hill has 102 receiving yards. And then there are the quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff. 3 touchdown passes for Mahomes. Goff started the game 8 of 9, finished the first half 6 of 12, but this has lived up to the billing. Joe Tessitore alongside Jason Witten up here in the booth. We'll visit with Booger McFarland in a minute. Fitting that we're tied at 23-23. All the superlatives so similar, both 9-1, and here we are. Grade out these quarterbacks for me.
Well, they're as advertised and worth the price of admission. I mean, nearly 400 yards of offense passing. from these two in the first half. If that stays on course, we're looking for 800 yards through this ball game. So it's a shootout as we expected between these two quarterbacks.
Kay Jewelers, extraordinary moments. Take us through, Whit.
Well, Jared Goff, he's faced adversity there with the turnover that he had with the sack fumble, but what he was doing inside the pocket, the play action game. Similar formations, they look like run, put it in there, allowing Cooks to take off the top end, seeing the coverage, moving in the pocket. What a throw there to Woods. And then Mahomes coming back after the turnover. 2-minute situation, single high coverage, he manipulates the safety Johnson and finds his guy, Travis Kelce, to put them down in the red zone. And of course, they capitalized getting that touchdown before the end of the half.
You know, heard all the hype coming into this with the offensive stats. First NFL game between two teams, each averaging at least 33 points this deep into the season. Everything told you these were the last two teams to lose a game this season. First time that one-loss teams from the AFC and NFC meeting up this late in the season. And yet, you sit back and you watch that first half, and it over-delivers.
It sure did.
In every way.
It does. And this Rams fans, this fan base, I mean, and look, LA loves a winner. And we're seeing it tonight. They're going to rally behind them. That's one of the reasons why Kansas City had so many penalties. They're going to need those fans, and they need to get a big stop to start the second half.
Chiefs are going to get the ball. And they've been great with halftime adjustments. They've scored 6 touchdowns on their first drive of the second half. And that is the most in the NFL. And here is Smith. And he has a good return out to the 29.
You know, in the first half, we talk about the offenses, but I was looking forward to seeing a guy inside like Aaron Donald. His ability to come off the ball. He's the best defensive player in the National Football League, but how does he do it? He likes the outside rush, getting on the edge. He's 6'1.5", maybe 290 pounds, but his quickness, his ability to freeze an offensive lineman and get to an edge causes a big play and sets up a Rams defensive touchdown. Nice first half by Aaron Donald.
There's Pat Mahomes as Conley shakes free and sprints down the sidelines. Remember, Conley had that score in the first half. As you see, Troy Hill is still down, reaching for that left leg. Lisa.
Hey, Tess, well, I asked Andy Reid what changed for his team after they went down 13-0. He said, we finally stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. He said it seemed like we were trying to set the record for most penalties in that half. But he said what he really liked was the way his young quarterback, the way he responded after the turnover, got right back on it, Andy Reid said, and made some nice throws to drive us down the field and get that touchdown. Sean McVay, he said he was not fooled when they jumped out to that early lead. Knew that this game would not be easy because he said they are way too explosive. He says that he likes the way his offense played early in the game. He said we've got to get back to doing a better job of sustaining drives to keep our defense off the grass. Tess?
At least I know you're going to be busy finding out what's going on with Troy Hill there. Remember, Aqib Talib is out injured. Had that ankle in September, so Hill has been stepping up and filling in. He went from mostly a special teamer to a starting corner. He was a practice squad guy with the Bengals and the Pats, and now the Rams have been needing him out there. And there is Aqib Talib. Says he's going to return week 13 against the Lions. Broncos traded Talib to the Rams for a 5th rounder. And they miss his veteran presence. So now more pressure on Roby Coleman in the backfield. Going ahead for 3 that time was Hunt.
Now, we haven't seen the run-pass option very much. I mean, looks like it's all been zone read or the speed option. We haven't seen them do that. It's a big part of their offense. Wonder if they'll adjust to that and bring it here in the second half.
So I saw Hill go out to the locker room. As Andy Reid looks down at that play sheet, see what he comes up with for 2nd and 7. As Mahomes didn't have many options, Tyreek Hill was trying to leak out there, and a flag comes down back at the 21-yard line, but he got tied up with Fowler.
It's going to be holding on the defense here.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 26. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Mark Barron, the inside backer.
You know, when you're talking about Andy Reid and the adjustments he made, you saw his offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. He's done a fabulous job his first year as offensive coordinator, taking over from Matt Nagy. You know, most of us remember him as a player. We had one of the great Chris Berman nicknames, Joe. Eric sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, the enemy. Hey, listen, the enemy's a guy who Andy Reid thinks is going to be a great head coach someday. Watch out for his ascent.
Yeah.
Mahomes, after the penalty, as yet another flag comes down. We've had a night of it with Blakeman's crew.
Illegal use of hands to the face, defense number 99. It's a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Kansas City.
Remember, early in the game, it was KC getting all the flags. They got up to 10. Now the Rams with 2 quick ones here.
You know, Aaron Donald's trying to bull rush here, and then, you know, Urban's doing a good job of sitting on his outside move. If you study Aaron Donald, he loves to go to the outside move. Irving is sitting on it. He got his hands up inside, just a little too high.
Why do I have a feeling in moments you're going to say he feints to the outside and goes inside?
This is the area you take a shot. You're Kansas City.
Mahomes, here he comes, and he gets a strip sack again. Ball is loose, still loose, and it's scooped up that time by John Franklin Myers. Aaron Donald again.
Wow. You know, he's a game changer, isn't he, Bug? Look at him go around the edge. Talk about Irvin fighting him, but after a while, it's just a matter of time that Aaron Donald is going to hit home.
Aaron Donald has been out there for all 35 defensive snaps. 2 strip sacks, both recovered by the Rams. 1 returned for a touchdown. When we say impact player, look no further than number 99. Play action for Goff. Incomplete, as he was looking for Woods.
Let's take a look at Aaron Donald. His ability to come on the outside move. He takes the inside arm and chops down, and then he flips his hip, coming to the outside. If you study him on tape, guys, he loves the outside move. Irving has to overset, make him come inside where your center is. He's not doing that yet.
And I want you to watch the reaction down in Mexico City. They are having viewing parties down in Mexico City. That's the Alboa Bar. That's the reaction to the strip sack. Rams fans loaded down there in Mexico City for a night of fun as they have packed into the bars there. Game was supposed to be, of course, at Estadio Azteca. Here's Cooks, and unable to hold on to it.
Right,
Steven Nelson with coverage.
Yeah, and he had a step on him. Cooks, he went with the double move. He went with the out route and then turned it up on the outside. That tight alignment, 2-way go, quick out, and then he just tried to run right by him. And Nelson reacted. He was able to get his hands in there.
How about those fans packed into the Alboa Bar? That's a great scene down there. By the way, the NFL announcing today that there will be a game in Mexico City next year. Commissioner Goodell was down there with the president-elect. And the NFL will return. Those unfortunate circumstances with the field conditions and having to make this late change. 3rd down and 10. On the crosser as he gets it to Reynolds, who's had a productive evening. He's going to be a yard short of that line to make as Brandon Cooks, after that last play,
Sean McVay's going to go for it, I would assume.
Heading to the locker room, and they will keep the offense on the field indeed with.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4th and less than a yard. Gurley's in the backfield. Maybe quarterback sneak if you don't want to hand it to number 30.
The first 3 plays out after that turnover, all passes. I'm surprised Todd Gurley hasn't gotten going here. Only 6 rushing attempts in this ball game.
There's 21 yards on the night for Gurley. And a timeout is going to be used by the Rams.
Los Angeles takes his first timeout.
You know, I'm with you, Whit. I mean, they're the 2nd leading rushing football team in the National Football League. And Gurley only having 6 carries. Yeah, Brown has 3. But everything that they do is off the play action. The ability to sail run and then drop back and throw the football. A lot of passes tonight. Gurley still hasn't made his impact on this game like we expected.
Just has 1 catch as well for 7 yards.
You know, it's interesting with that, having these other offenses like Kansas City. You know, go back a few weeks. The loss they had, the only loss they've had to New Orleans. He only had 13 carries in that game. So He's an MVP candidate. I know you're really high on him, Boog, as am I. But you got to get him carries. I'm surprised. And, you know, we all expect on a 4th and 1, his number will be called.
4th down and 1.
Kansas City's in the bear front.
And they go play action on 4th and 1. And they get it complete. Oh, is that a completion? As the ball came out at the end, as Hitchens knocked it loose. Flag is down as well, as they're gathering to talk this over.
I think it's going to be holding on defense regardless of whether he caught it or not, Tess.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 53. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a first down, Los Angeles.
But guys, I'm just laughing right now. I mean, what an aggressive offensive team. You know, play action is not, it's never off the table. 4th and 1, he calls a timeout. We all think they're going to give it to Gurley. He goes with the play action.
You just love the aggressive nature of Sean McVay. Not only Andy Reid, McVay, Sean Payton, some of the more aggressive play calls we have in the National Football League.
Brandon Cooks is questionable to return as he was cramping up. Higbee now on a tight end screen as he's able to work his way inside the 10-yard line. 15 yards there and 1st and goal.
Whitworth, the veteran left tackle, getting out in space. You know, he's taking on the leadership role of this football team.
It'll be 2nd and goal as D. Ford is coming in on Goff.
You know, it was always going to be interesting how the backside end plays the zone scheme. D. Ford's been closing all night, closing. That time, Goff pulls it. D. Ford recognizes it, gets upfield, and just enough pressure where Goff is not comfortable back there throwing the deep out route.
See number 11 there. That's Kaderil Hodge, a seldom used receiver, the rookie out of Prairie View A&M, but he has to step in with Brandon Cooks off to the locker room. Of course, they're absent Cooper Kupp for his ACL last week. 2nd and goal. Off goes underneath, and he throws it to Hodge. That is just his 2nd catch.
Now you're in a 3rd down situation where the play action really not going to do anything because you're expecting him to pass it here. And this is when you want your system plays. Get spacing, expecting, you know, that they're going to play man-to-man. You see Sorensen that comes in and plays dime. He's on the tight end on the outside up top. That's a big tell for them to know that it's man-to-man coverage. And now Goff, with time, can find the open guy.
3rd and goal. Goff. He's going to run it straight in. Jared Goff.
He's trying to get Woods to go on a man-to-man route coming across. You're going to see him come and then go in that situation right there. He's going to get him in man-to-man. He escapes. He's a better athlete than most think. His ability to create on the off script.
Back to a touchdown lead for the Rams. Goff. Straight in. What a game here in LA. Joe Tessitore, Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, Lisa Salters here for Monday Night Football, the Chiefs and the Rams. Jared Goff just had a 7-yard touchdown run. The Rams with now 14 points off of 2 Chiefs turnovers. The strip sacks from Aaron Donald. Draymond Smith from the 3. Near the 35.
Well, on that touchdown drive, they went to play 2-man. They had a safety back here, then this safety playing back. Everybody's man-to-man in this situation when he does it. Zone coverage, good call by Bob Sutton. But watch Havenstein. The right tackle oversets it and allows Goff to get outside You know, Aaron Rodgers does that a lot with his offensive lineman. He tells him to overset, force the inside rush, because then he can extend it and do it with his legs.
Hunt able to get the most out of that for 5 yards.
You know, and everybody's looking at their man. It's man-to-man coverage. So now Jared Goff has the entire middle of the field. Nobody's accounting for the quarterback. We're all individually locked in our man, and that's why Jared Goff could basically just waltz into the end zone.
You know, it's a tough situation to be in, though, on defense. You want to play zone to pass off all those weapons on the outside. Well, guess what? You're not expecting the quarterback to run it.
Exactly.
2nd and 5, quick throw to the outside to Conley. Now, it's interesting the way the Chiefs have, you see, a man down. That is Ethan Westbrook, backup defensive lineman. He'll have first down when we come back from an injury timeout. Back to action here. Empty set for Mahomes and the Chiefs, and now he motions Hunt back in. And Hunt will test the right side.
Well, we talk about Sean McVay, and just he's an unbelievable communicator. During that timeout break, he took his guys over there, he brought them up, said, all right, boys, here's what we're going to have to do. They're playing zone coverage in there, not man all the time. They're mixing it up. Let's keep communicating, especially with Brandon Cooks being out on that last drive. He's going to regroup with these guys. Really good communicator.
Comes from great football pedigree, does McVay. His grandfather, John McVay, longtime 49ers exec, was the head coach of the Giants 40 years ago tonight, when there was the miracle at the Meadowlands with Herm Edwards and the fumble. As Kareem Hunt goes ahead for 5 and will move the chains. The night on Hunt. He's been so effective since bursting on the scene last year. Has 106 scrimmage yards and a score tonight.
He's almost got nearly as many receiving yards as he has rushing yards, and that's just a testament to who he is, what type of player. He's a mismatch. All the talk about the backs, a lot of times we leave out Kareem Hunt's name. We're talking about some of the best of the best. He's strong, he's explosive, he fits this system perfectly.
Now he is out dueling Todd Gurley on the other side. It's the Rams by 7 thanks to Jared Goff's rushing score. That was thrown to the inside and behind Hill.
You know, if Patrick Mahomes just leads Tyreek Hill, he's got some open space in front of him, but because he threw it behind him, Tyreek Hill just wasn't able to make that throw. A little off target there by the quarterback Mahomes.
Yeah, and they passed it off the Los Angeles defense, the Rams.
Yeah.
And so he had Littleton on Hill. That's a matchup they love. The linebacker, of course, against the speedy receiver.
There is Shields, who has struggled at times against Hill. 2nd and 10. Mahomes wide open as Kelsey. Man went down and was defending him, and Kelsey's rumbling inside the 5. 1st and goal, Kansas City.
Well, they're playing cover 2 man, and he gets him inside. And what a stem to get inside on it, get back vertical. That's Marcus Peters. That was the matchup they want. They're putting Sam Shields on Tyreek Hill, and they're going with Kelsey and putting Peters on him to stem him back inside. That's route running. Tight ends love 2-man coverage. Patrick Mahomes saw the same thing, and those two connect for a big play.
Peters facing his old team. Gave up a 33-yarder there to Kelsey. Mahomes pumps, and it's pushed out hard by Littleton.
You know, Kareem Hunt there came open late, and he got towards the sideline. He decided to turn it up, and Mahomes was like, hey, just settle right here. At the very end, he's going to turn his shoulder. He wants to throw it there. And Kareem Hunt turns it up to go in the end zone, force Mahomes to have to take that hit.
Marcus Peters is down and now gets up from one knee. is able to jog off. Remember, Hill went out. Talib has been gone since September. We showed you him. And now Peters trying to run it off. Troy Hill has returned to action. 8th play of this drive. Kelsey has set them up. Now can Mahomes cap it? Look who it is. Big Travis Kelsey as he guns it into the crowd here at the Coliseum.
Well, on that touchdown, he needs to thank his wingman, the other tight end, Demetrius Harris, because he gets just enough of him in the pick game to be able to open that up. You see it, he gives him a 5 there, and he's going to do it. He's going to come up here, and he's going to set this pick as he gets across so that Kelsey can come across and open it up. His man, Harris, comes up, gets vertical, and right there allows for that pick to open up Kelsey. Good call. Everybody's got a responsibility. Do your job, and it showed up on that touchdown.
(30-30). Travis Kelsey was phenomenal on that drive. Folks, as you know, the ongoing wildfires throughout California have been devastating, but the NFL is committed to helping those affected. We encourage you to visit NFL.com/auction to bid on exclusive game-worn items. All the contributions will benefit the California wildfire relief efforts. The NFL does not profit from the sale of these game-worn items. And Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes are donating their jerseys from tonight's game. Here's Pharaoh Cooper. Tripped up that time by Kemp. Well, Patrick Mahomes now has 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers. There's a late flag that came in at the 21-yard line. And with that latest touchdown pass from Mahomes, thus the tie at 30s aside.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. The kicking team, number 42. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Los Angeles.
It's been great seeing Mahomes and Goff, and think about how these teams were able to put themselves in position, moving up the draft board to get these franchise quarterbacks. Les Snead, general manager of the Rams, 2016, from 15 to the top, says we need Goff. And Andy Reid, they went from 27 to 10 to get Patrick Mahomes. How you like that return on investment? These 2 young superstars. I said to you earlier, it feels like the first main event showdown of what's going to be a long, successful road with these 2 for years to come. Here's Gurley. We were saying, where is Gurley? There he is.
You know, that 2 of the better screen teams in the National Football League. They fake the jet motion. Looks like play action. Now it's a screen to Gurley. The offensive lineman in front, number 66, Blythe, peels back just to get in the rack, coming back.
And now some tempo and play action as they are wont to do. And there's Gurley again. And Gurley with just 1 quick stiff arm, although Daniel, and scoots out for 13 more yards.
He's going to do a play action, and Gurley's going to just fall back. It's the old screen coming back to him. Same play. They haven't gave him the ball a lot in the running game, but they're using him as a receiver. Back-to-back plays. Get the defense running one way. Go back to our playmaker on the opposite side.
Look at the quarterback comparison. Of course, Goff has the rushing touchdown as well. Goff threw it beyond Woods. Remember, Woods got on the board to start all this scoring. It was the opening touchdown. That came with a missed extra point. KC missed an extra point as well.
You know, one of the things I love about Sean McVay, though, is the detail of, you know, they're always accounting for what's trouble. We saw Gurley on that last play. It's a deep play action. He's chipping D forward before he goes out. The tight end's one-on-one. The receiver comes in and helps set the edge before it goes. He knows where the mismatches are, and he doesn't allow the defense to expose him.
And chipping D forward's a good thing. Came in with 9 sacks. And there is a tackle for loss by Chris Jones. This is a guy who's been playing great ball for the Chiefs.
And Chris Jones has been playing well all year. I think it was a miscommunication inside.
I think he just beat him on the spin.
Saffold over the top, little arm over. Sometimes you do a little arm over in the pass game. That time it was in the run game. The guard is leaning too far forward. Chris Jones with a nice play. He's been making a huge impact for this Chief defense, especially in the last 6 weeks.
Came in with a sack in 6 straight games. Third and 11, they go quickly to Cooks. Picks up a huge block as Havenstein just pancaked the way for Brandon Cooks. Yeah. Man, oh man, at 3:30, just laying him out.
What a call, though. I mean, you know they're going to play cover 2, play soft defense, and then look at Havenstein.
Oh!
Going to the corner. He sees that block, getting him in space. We're going to give it to our fastest guy, Fuller. He's the corner. You know when they play that cover 2, there's only one defender out there. So quick screen, it's a high percentage throw, makes it better for field goal position, and instead, they got a first down.
And Malcolm Brown. Little spin to get inside the 20, 4 yards for Malcolm Brown. Look at this scene here at the Coliseum. Remember, this was the short notice venue change. Game was supposed to be in Mexico City, the poor field conditions, and this has been a galvanizing rallying point for a community that has been dealing with so much, the wildfires, the tragedy at Thousand Oaks, the shooting there, and these Rams players greatly affected. Many of them having to evacuate their homes in recent days, went out to Colorado Springs to train, returned home for this. And there's been a roar all night long. 2nd and 6. Goff is going to be taken down. That was Houston who first got in there, and then Chris Jones capped it. And that is 7 straight games with a sack for Jones. KC's 3rd of the night.
Well, Justin Houston just comes off the edge. He's going to go on the outside. He's going to push it through Whitworth. He's going to the speed, and then he's going to go to the bull on Whitworth, and then Jones coming back underneath. And D Ford on the opposite side coming all the way around. They talk about that. Houston says, I'll come up the middle, and D Ford, because you're so quick, you collapse it off the edge. That's trouble for the quarterback.
So D Ford lining up here on 3rd down and 9. They're going to run it. And they'll make for 4th and 5. As they're going to bring the field goal team out there with Greg Zuerlein.
You know, surprising call there. I mean, as aggressive as Sean McVay has been, run a little trap play there to Gurley. Yeah, you may pop it, but the likelihood of that happening is slim and none. So very surprising call there by the aggressive Sean McVay.
Yeah, but he'd like to have that one back. But, you know, talking about the running game, we haven't had many carries, only 12 carries between Gurley and Brown, but, you know, they're averaging less than 4 yards. That's unlike this Rams offense attack.
Zuerlein to break the tie. 33-30. So he's made 2 field goals tonight. Did have to miss extra point. USAA and the NFL pay tribute to our armed forces through the salute to service. Here's Charles Conley. He's the father of the Chiefs wide receiver Chris Conley, a retired 20-year U.S. Air Force veteran who's stationed in Turkey at an air base there. That's where Chris was born back in '92. Chris had the touchdown that made this game 23-23. We thank Charles for his service. And a beautiful scene pregame with our national anthem as we're honoring service members as well as first responders. Had 500 first responders out there on the field. Just fitting start to this evening by the Rams organization in the NFL. Well, you're up by 3, but now you're kicking away to Patrick Mahomes with the 4 touchdown passes and 295 yards. The guy who got all the attention earlier this week for publicly going forward saying, I like putting ketchup on everything. That got so much attention, so we figured, you know, with that love of ketchup and how documented that is, well, this season opposing quarterbacks have been trying to catch up to him. Thank you, custom graphic people. Third in the league in passing yards, leads the NFL in passing touchdowns. And since 1950, only Johnny Unitas and Dan Marino led the NFL in both categories in their first or second season. So he is in rare company, and he is an MVP candidate. Oh my, Ebucom! As he tries to work his way in and does his second touchdown of the night. Wow!
Wow!
There had never been a defensive touchdown against Patrick Mahomes, and now Ebucam has two.
They were going to the RPO, run pass option. The reason why they run it that way, they allow the right tackle, Mitchell Schwartz, to go out and block Ebucam, but give him credit, putting his hand up. That's the first run pass option we've seen. The defensive end, Ebucam, comes off and makes a huge play for this Rams football team.
He had the scoop and score off the strip sack from Donald. And now, right in his face at the line of scrimmage, somehow was able to pick it point blank. And then look at this effort in the final 8 yards as he lowers the shoulder against Mahomes.
And he lands on top of Mahomes, Tess. You know, it's great awareness by Ebucam. Number one, he wasn't going to get to the quarterback, and so he got his hands up. All right, young pass rushers. If you can't get there, get your hands up. The ball came to him, and then at the very end, he rolled over on Mahomes to score the touchdown.
You know, good eyes by Ebucam, too, to not play the run, to see that it was a run pass option and come off.
Yeah.
.21 points off of 3 Chiefs turnovers. Samson Ebucam, as it made contact with Mitchell Schwartz, secures it, wraps, and then looks like a fullback here going old school. Meanwhile, all those Rams fans at the Balboa Bar in Mexico City, they're loving it. Making the most of what was a tricky situation. So unfortunate that we weren't able to be down there at Estadio Azteca, but the NFL announcing today, Roger Goodell down there in Mexico City with the president-elect saying, hey, we are coming next year. The NFL will return to Mexico City, but for now, the Balboa Bar is the place to be if you're a Rams fan. (40-30) in the third quarter. You know, we talked about this game with all the offense, but what would be the X factor? Defensive scores, special teams miscues, right? It's been the Rams who now have the 10-point lead because of the defensive touchdown. The bouncer, Smith, fields it. And a strong return by Tremon Smith and a late flag at the end of it.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 32. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Kansas City.
Well, big play on that interception was Patrick Mahomes' footwork. You're going to see him. He's got a PhD in the RPO game. He doesn't step. Flat-footed, no velocity. He usually avoids with the throw. He gets himself in all different platforms when he goes to throw. He does not move his feet. He gets a little lazy in that moment, and it cost him with the interception.
You know, if you're the Chiefs, you were down 13-0, now you're down 10. Continue to run your offense and get back in the game.
punt wrapped up. That was Westbrook at the tackle. Turnovers have been the story of the night. 21 points off turnovers for the Rams. Aaron Donald had the 2 strip sacks. Ebukam with the 2 touchdowns. First 2 touchdowns of his career. And now KC will have to dig out of a hole. They did it in the first half. They were down 13, now down 10. Ball's up in the air, and it falls harmlessly that time to the ground. That was Westbrook. Are they saying that that's a live ball? Littleton brought it back. Touchdown Rams. That is the ruling on the field right now. You tell me.
The ruling on the field is that the quarterback fumbled the ball and recovered by the defense, returned for a touchdown. The previous play will be under review.
Take a look at Samson Ebukam. The inside move starter. Look what he does to Eric Fisher. My goodness. He throws him out of the way, and then he gets there.
Get the ruling here, but his hand looked like it was coming forward clearly.
After review of the play, the quarterback's hand was coming forward with the ball. It is an incomplete pass. We'll bring up 3rd down at that point. Please put 1 minute, 21 seconds on the game clock. 1:21.
That's the right call. What happened on that 3rd down play? On that play was, you see Aaron Donald was not in the game plan, and he was not in on this play. And so you're going to see Johnson's going to push over because Hill's going to run the seam. They double cover him. It forces Mahomes to have to read it through. Johnson coming on the double team. They wanted to take the shot because Donald was not in the game, and it didn't matter because the Rams front 4 got after him.
Yeah, tremendous move there by Ebukam with
3rd and 9. Mahomes way downfield and knocked away that time by LaMarcus Joyner.
And that was on Tyreek Hill. He had him beat, and he didn't realize. He thought that Patrick Mahomes was going to run it. And he pulled up and he stopped running. Watch him at the top here. He's going to go attack it. He's going to come out of it, and he eases up. He doesn't realize. Cannot stop. He thinks Patrick's going to run with it. Right there, he sees him. Instead, he throws it, and he loses track of the ball. He would have made that play. Costly mistake.
Lefty punter on there. Of course, he creates that opposite spin that is always difficult for the returner. Takes a bounce. As they'll walk it down. 47-yard punt. High energy here at the Coliseum with the Rams holding on to a 10-point lead. Well, Sports Center with SVP coming up after this one. We'll have all the post-game coverage you're going to want to hear. Phil and Tiger are getting ready for their showdown. Nicholson will join the show. And bad beats from the weekend. Sports Center with SVP. After we wrap up here at the LA Coliseum. The return of Monday Night Football to the Coliseum. First time since '85. That torch, the cauldron. Here goes Todd Gurley. A 24-yard run for Gurley.
You knew at some point they was going to give him the football. They're not the second leading rushing team for anything. Inside zone, the center, Sullivan, Saffold, Blythe do an excellent job, and Gurley just finds the seam there on the inside.
But that's the formula. Attack, attack. You're up 10. Getting closing in on the 4th quarter. Now you start feeding Gurley, trying to make it a 3-possession game.
Well, that's his time, right? He's the best fourth-quarter runner in the NFL. We're getting close to it here. They come back with the screen as he tries to dance his way for some free space, and you saw the flag come in right away at that moment.
Costly penalty on the Rams there.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Yeah, that screen took a little bit longer than they thought for it to come unfold. And so Whitworth's out in space on Houston. He's trying to hold it. He's trying to hold it. And he gets called for the holding penalty.
I think Gurley slipped on that one. That's the reason why Goff had to hold it a little bit.
Huge third for the Rams. They lead by 10 as we head to the fourth.
And now to the very heart of the glamorous city of fame and riches and of broken dreams, Hollywood Boulevard.
We are here in L.A. Joe Tessitore, Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, Lisa Salters as we start the fourth quarter. The Rams approaching midfield here. And a 10-point lead in this showdown game of 9-1 teams. Pressure, and he goes down, and flags come in as Goff went down hard and is slow to get up. It was Chris Jones the first to get there.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Chris Jones just wrecked that offensive line.
He's just dominated inside, Tess. His ability at 6'5" and 320. He's not even worried about the run game. He comes outside on the zone play and just gets upfield. The power and the strength to elude the zone block and get upfield. Chris Jones having a nice night.
You see Whitworth, he's telling his left guard, hey, don't leave me so quick. It's the power of the zone. That's what makes the play action so good. Staffel kind of turned his shoulders, and Chris Jones was able to get skinny in that situation.
And this is the time where KC needs the defense right here. And they got the Rams in a big hole. They need to get that ball back to Pat Mahomes. 2nd and 30.
I'd be alert for a screen here.
And probably the most dangerous guy of all who they'd be going to with it. Instead, they're going to drive it downfield, but he goes short of Brandon Cooks.
You know, he doesn't miss very often, but, you know, some of these times he does. He understands he's got the young linebacker right here that he's going to get him pulling him deep. And when he does, it opens up that hole. Cooks kind of pulls up a little bit. I think he can run through it. But Goff like to throw that ball a little bit higher.
Yeah, he'd love to have that one back with.
Third and 30, just going to keep it on the ground with Curley. And KC defense able to do their job. Another great effort from Jones and that group up front with Allen Bailey. And now Mahomes. He's down by 10. Dug out of the hole earlier. Remember, had the comeback against the Pats on the road and another thriller this season.
Look, Kansas City's defense. I mean, holding them to 3 a minute ago, and then now getting the stop. The penalties helped them. But, you know, going against this offense, you'll take it. Ideally, you don't want to give up 40. Not all their fault, but 2 big stops here in the last 2 possessions for them.
So Hecker is going to send this one deep inside the 10. What a punt, as Hill's going to return it from the 1. Johnny Hecker with a 59-yard punt. And Hill with that decision. It's 2 years, the only time that the Chiefs trailed by 10 points in the fourth quarter and came back and won. That was on Monday Night Football, the game we called in Denver. That was a thrilling finish. What will we get here with these Super Bowl contenders? Their second start inside their own 10. Mahomes. This guy can solve that problem quickly. Travis Kelce. As Barrett has the tackle. We saw Kelce with the touchdown earlier.
You know, I think right now Andy Reid is about to turn the game over to Patrick Mahomes. You may get the token run from Kareem Hunt, but this is going to be a Patrick Mahomes show from here on out. His ability to read the defense and make plays for this Kansas City Chief offense.
You know about the Denver win. He doesn't have a lot of experience in this spot. He's thrown only 22 passes this season while trailing in the fourth quarter. That's the second fewest in the NFL. The guy opposite him tonight is the fewest, Goff. Goff's only thrown 18 passes in the NFL season while trailing in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 3, gets it complete to Tyreek Hill. Haven't called his name much in the second half. Had 6 catches, 102 in the touchdown in the first half, and up until that was shut out here in the second half.
And give Wade Phillips credit. Went into the half, you know, Hill was crushing him, 102 yards receiving. He regrouped and shut him out there. It's a big reason. Wade Phillips, I played for him in Dallas. He adjusts in game. He has a lot of confidence in his system, and of course, the front four, starting with Aaron Donald.
Mahomes winds it up, wide open is Hill. How quick was that? 73 yards.
Wow.
That's it, boy. That's it, Ted.
Make it a taunting here with the way Hill dealt with the end of that.
But Sam shields the corner. He falls down right there. And when he does, Patrick Mahomes sees it. And his man, Travis Kelce, on a big block. Watch Hill go. They're going to try to pass it off. And right when he does it, confusing the defense. As soon as he falls down, Tyreek Hill puts the mailbox sign up. Just throw it deep to me. The Randy Moss sign.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Kansas City, number 10. It's a 15-yard penalty to be assessed on the kickoff. Result of the play is a touchdown. This penalty is the first that qualifies for disqualification.
Well, last week he was behind a network TV camera, wasn't fined by the league. Here he's going to get the 15-yarder. But like an electric bolt back into this game again with 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was the longest play allowed from scrimmage by the Rams this season.
You know, Andy Reid told us he loves ball, and it's showing up. He loves football.
So a 3-play drive for 91 yards just like that because they have number 10 and nobody else does. What a game. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Domino's. Order online and track your order. Well, construction underway for the new stadium that'll house the Rams and the Chargers. $4.9 billion for the spot that used to be the old Hollywood Park. It is going to be spectacular, and that's the guy responsible for getting that project off the ground. Stan Kroenke, the Rams owner. It'll be a magnificent facility come 2020. For now, the venerable LA Memorial Coliseum for what is shaping up as an all-time classic Monday Night Football already. Pharaoh Cooper. And yet another flag. 40-37 after Hill's thrill of the long touchdown.
During the return, holding. Return team number 53. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Los Angeles.
So 5 touchdown passes for Patrick Mahomes. And now look at the company he is through 11 games. NFL history matching what Peyton Manning did in 2013. 386 yards passing. A career high for Mahomes. That last pass, the ball was thrown 49 yards downfield. The deepest passing touchdown of his career as it went for 73 yards. Early not finding anything at all. Good pursuit.
You know, after that penalty on Tyreek Hill, they had to kick off from the 20-yard line. What a kick, putting them all the way back to the goal line on that kickoff. But then the penalty, putting them inside the 20-yard line. Field position flip back in Kansas City's favor.
You know, and just for that perspective, you see him up on that board there with history of Manning and Brady and all that. The guy just turned 23 years old. This is his 12th career pro start.
It's incredible.
And now here's the other young superstar as Goff threw it a little too far for Robert Woods. Coverage came from Fuller.
You know, this Kansas City defense has made an adjustment. Early in the first half, they were real handsy, getting a lot of penalties against their defensive backs. Now in the second half, they're starting to play better man-to-man coverage using their feet instead of their hands. Nice adjustment by this secondary.
Third down and 11. Another big opportunity down for the Kansas City defense and coordinator Bob Sutton. Play clock down to 3 as they're still lining up here. And they'll utilize the timeout here. 11:16 to play. And Sean McVay will gather with his quarterback Jared Goff. You know, it's dynamic. We visit with McVay and Goff a couple times this year already. They always talk about the communication between the two of them, how critical it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, think about Jared Goff comes off his rookie year. He's not named the starter right away. He has more interceptions. He has touchdowns when he finally gets thrown in there. And you said it, Bogue. A lot of people were labeling him as a bust.
Yeah.
Sean McVay comes in here. He's 30, 31 years old when he gets hired. Nobody really knows about him. And he's put this system in and the communication. They're really good friends. They're close. Sean McVay coaches him hard.
Well, this is the 4th time this half that the Rams have faced 3rd and 10 or longer. 3rd and 11.
Wow.
The Chiefs take the lead. Can you believe this?
Allen Bailey scored, but the guy who made it happen, coming around the corner, number 50, Justin Houston, going against the veteran Andrew Woodward. He goes bull to speed. He gets the arm outside. Ball comes out. Allen Bailey gets it. Whitworth is trying to set him hard, but Houston, a guy, he's been injured this year. He's been down, but he's still fighting, coming around the corner against the veteran tackle, Whitworth. Speed to power. Nice rush there by Justin Houston.
Yeah, and Kansas City's defense, think about that. It's what you do on 1st and 2nd down that allows him then to be in shotgun, 3rd and long, and that D-line can pin their ears back. I know you used to love that, Bogue.
Oh.
Do you remember just a few minutes ago when we were talking about KC needing to dig out of a hole? They trailed 40-30. That is our 3rd lead change tonight. Houston, the strip sack. Bailey gets it. And all of a sudden, the Chiefs are up by 4.
And then number 95. Goff could not step up. So Houston is coming outside. Normally Goff would step up, but Chris Jones is collapsing the pocket inside.
And look at Pat Mahomes.
Think he's all in, Joe? Oh, man.
He's about 8 feet off the ground. And to think the outlandish symmetry of this game now, as both quarterbacks have had fumbles returned for 6. Both teams have had missed extra points. Both teams have had these rallying moments, and we have 84 points on the board with 11 minutes to play. You think about everything that was set up going into this and what we have witnessed. We talked about it, just the 4th time since the merger that teams with 1 loss or unbeaten meet this late in the season. And this plays like one of those classics. Fumbles lost, that bottom line. 2 apiece. On a night when Mahomes goes for 386 and 5 for now, still looking to add to it. Goff has the 2 touchdowns. He had the rushing touchdown.
The air just went out of this building. The crowd is in shock. You got to regroup. That's why they're one of the best offenses. How they're going to respond.
No, can hand it off to Todd Gurley.
How about the resiliency though of this Kansas City Chiefs team? They've been down 13 tonight. They came back. They've been down 10. They came back. Defensive coordinator Bob Sutton, this much maligned defense has played really, really well in crunch time.
Here's Goff on play action. And wide open is Reynolds as he's thrown down by Nelson. But now here come the Rams. Boy, Reynolds has really played well tonight with Cooper out for the rest of the season. 27 yards there.
Yeah, and again, he just fell down. Fuller's on him. They do a little pick route there and get it going, and Fuller just slips, creating separation. These tight alignments allows him two-way goes.
Play action again with tempo to get up to the line, cranking it up downfield. He wants Woods, who has to come back and die for it. Regains his footing, and it's going to be first and goal Rams.
What a route by Woods. You know, usually Cooks is the guy that goes take the top end off of it. Yeah, he caught that one too. You know, Cooks is usually the guy that takes the top end off of it. He's been banged up and hurt, so they're putting him on the crossing route and allowing Woods to do that double move on the post.
Incomplete. This is like golden era heavyweights standing in the center of the ring, hammering each other with haymaker after haymaker. The young offensive genius against Andy Reid. You say this is a catch, Whit. As Woods secures it there, and
it's a catch now, Ted.
No, it doesn't matter now. I'm just saying.
Hey, it's a catch.
It's second and goal here.
And that's why you go to up-tempo offense.
Yeah.
Get back on the ball. Smart football.
Second and goal. Goff to the right side. No flag. Incomplete. They're going to be facing third and goal as Scandrick had coverage.
Yeah, Fuller and Scandrick just pass it off. It's just a quick route. They pass it off. Really good communication. Veteran player Scandrick maybe got a little tug in there.
Oh, a little tug? I mean, he had his arms wrapped around him, big fella.
It's hard to pass those pick routes off. And good communication, getting on different levels as cornerbacks. That's what allows it to happen.
Quick to snap it. Third and goal. Here comes Ford to the end zone, and it is caught by Everett. Second straight game now he's had a red zone touchdown catch, and it couldn't come at a bigger time.
You want championship mindset, respond, and go down on a drive. It's two-man. Tight end Everett gets inside leverage on Sorensen, keeps him on his outside, and Jared Goff sees it. Like I said, you handle adversity. Championship teams, that's what they do. You have a turnover, come back, and you go right down the field for a big touchdown to take the lead.
This is pretty fun here tonight, boys.
Pretty fun. This is an all-timer. Back to a three-point margin for the Rams, and we're not even close to being done yet. It is already the second highest scoring game in Monday Night Football history. Packers and Skins went for 95 back in 1983. We're sitting at 91 points in what is a back and forth brawl between these two championship contenders this deep in the season. Gerald Everett, a touchdown catch from Goff, and the Rams by 3. Total Replay is brought to you by The Gap.
Yeah, down 10, it doesn't matter. Play action pass, Sam Shields slips, Patrick Mahomes blows it up, and Tyreek Hill runs under for a touchdown. Way to come back. And then you say, you know what? Defense, can you step up? Justin Houston coming on the outside, and Bailey steps in, scoop and score for a touchdown.
Yeah, and for the Rams, responding, going down, hitting a big drive, taking advantage of defensive line play of Kansas City. They run up in that front. It's dictating that the Rams offense has got to use the passing game.
Here's Kelsey. Goes ahead for 4 there. Troy Hill back in the game with the tackle. Andy Reid at 60 years old opposite the 32-year-old head coach of the Rams, Sean McVay. Two guys who go about it a little differently with what they try to scheme up, how they approach their offenses, but the same results when you look at the stats. And it has played out that way on the scoreboard. 47-44. Mahomes 5 touchdown passes tonight. 2nd and 6 now for Pat Mahomes. As he gets it complete to Hill. That was Franklin Myers coming after him.
You know, Tess, you talked about these 2 head coaches and that they're different in how they go. Look at the throw by Mahomes. I mean, he's incredible. But, you know, I mean, Sean McVay, he's one of those guys, untuck the shirt, probably throw the skinny jeans on to go out. Andy Reid on the other side, he's got the Tommy Bahama, maybe the sandals. But, man, do they have command of their football team. Great football coaches.
I like it. Mahomes is checking. He sees the man-to-man.
3rd and 3. And that's who he wanted to go to, Kelsey, but they couldn't connect. So it'll be 4th down.
And guess who was on him on the 3rd down? Marcus Peters, the former Chief. He says, I'll take Kelsey. He gets inside on him. He's physical with him, knowing that's man-to-man coverage. A hard matchup. Kelsey liked to have that one back. Maybe it's a bang-bang play. I realize that, but give Peters credit. You know, a guy that's bigger than he is, matching him pound for pound in that situation.
So now Dustin Colquitt, who's always been known as a really good directional punter. Let's see if he can get a little keep away and pin JoJo Natson towards the sideline. Instead, it's inside the numbers, but the fair catch as he drives him back towards the 16-yard line. Next week, we're going to have an AFC South matchup. Marcus Mariota and the Titans going up against Deshaun Watson and the Texans, who are just red hot. Monday Night Countdown will get the night started at 6 Eastern. The Texans have won 7 straight. Now, Mariota got a little better news injury-wise. Saw him leave the game, and that loss to the Colts. Said it was a stinger. So that's a critical game in the AFC South for Tennessee to keep their hopes alive, because the Texans are just starting to pull away.
This high-scoring game, you know, these offenses haven't disappointed. I think it's going to be like one of those, you know, that wise philosopher once said, you know, see if one of these quarterbacks can pull a rabbit out of his head.
Yeah, who was that guy? Whit, you're the best man. I love that. Good for you, Whit.
A little sarcasm there, Ted.
Brandon Cooks taken down at the line of scrimmage.
You know, here's the thing about these offenses, though. Most offenses would get conservative. It's 7:50 left. You got a 3-point lead. They run the football. Sean McVay is going to stay aggressive. That's his mindset. Let's watch him do it.
Yeah, they're going to play to win. There's no question about that, folks. You're right on.
Goff backed up, pressure right in his face as he had to throw it away. That was Ron Parker, the safety, coming after Goff.
You know, that's the thing about it, though, Tess. They run these 2-man routes. Yes, it's play action. Goff is going to run the play action, get back in the backfield, but it's a 2-man route. Yes, he's protected, and Jared Goff holds the football longer than anybody, but it's only a 2-man route, so his options are limited.
You know, Justin Houston, you know, he's really giving Whitworth a hard time with that up and under bug. I know it's difficult on the edge for him to be able to protect that, but they got to give him time. Certainly on a 3rd down here.
3rd and 10, they go to Cooks. Blockers in front. And let's see where they mark this here. As he was wrapped up by Fuller from behind, they're going to mark him about a yard short.
Not even, I don't think. I realize you want to play soft, Kansas City, but they've gotten you on that rocket screen before.
But what effort by Fuller, though? Fuller to come back, okay, you had linemen out front, and Fuller to show the maximum effort and keep them short of the 1st down. Just a nice job there by Fuller.
Kansas City goes with the defense, safe defense, expecting that fake potentially.
I think that's, even though it's that field position, I think that's smart here, as we're going to see if Hecker can flip the field. Tyreek Hill is back at the 30.
Yeah, normally with safe defense, your punt returner would just fair catch it. Let's see if Hill does that.
Well, he's a little different than other punt returners. He's calling poison here for a scatter call, as it is secured at the 35. Hey, I want to take you back, by the way, to December of '71, as Andy Reid is in his first regular season game here at the Coliseum as a head coach or an assistant. But back in December of '71, on Monday Night Football, halftime of Skins Rams, that's a 13-year-old Los Angeles native, Andy Reid. And he's towering, and I mean towering over the other participants as he uncorks a 34-yard throw. They had to give him the Rams fullback Les Josephson's jersey. They spelled his name wrong, too. But who's number 22? Oh, man. Second line there. Who's number 22 that came up to the waistline of Andy Reid back then?
Forget about the punt passing kick. I mean, think about lining up across away from him.
At 13.
Oh, man. He had the wrist taped. You know, we mentioned that in the production meeting. He just giggled and laughed because he knew what that video was all about.
And isn't it something that after all these years, this is his first game as a coach, assistant or head coach in the Coliseum, and it's this game with this score, with these moments, 2nd and 6. Mahomes anticipating the stack, curling up, and then going down.
You know, I think he was looking for Travis Kelce, but Marcus Peters with, as you said, Peters took Kelce one-on-one, and then the Rams pass rush, 4 guys working together as one, Mark Barron, Littleton, the linebacker, and then you look at it. Marcus Peters is taking Kelce. They got bracket coverage inside. Number 43, little double coverage there. Peters says, thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's who Mahomes was looking for.
Moment has arrived for Kansas City. Can they convert? Clock heading towards 5 minutes, trailing by 3. 3rd and 9. Mahomes gonna run it. He slipped as John Johnson came up to play it. So now it's 4th down, and he says, keep me on the field, coach.
I think they're going for it. Andy Reid's looking at his play sheet. He's not looking at punt safe.
But that's the way he's been, you know, and you can't say enough things about Andy Reid. He has that aggressive mindset. He's trying to build a championship mindset in Kansas City.
What do you look for here?
Down. Well, I think you got to get him on the perimeter. Quick passes, some rub routes.
Here it is, 4th and 2. Crowd is roaring.
Tyreek Hill out of the backfield, pre-snap.
To stay alive. He pitches. Hill. And they're waving this as a timeout was called just in time by the Rams.
Wow. What a call by the Rams. They've been running this option all night, and they come back with it, and finally they're going to pitch it to Tyreek Hill. That's a little wrinkle. They've been saving just for the right moment. A nice little timeout there by Sean McVay.
And with that timeout, though, no timeouts remain for the Rams.
And as this game unfolds, that's going to be huge. It could potentially be huge for the Rams. But, you know, the call by Andy Reid, I talked about it earlier on, but, you know, when they play man-to-man, a lot of times that's to take away the quick routes, the RPOs, all that stuff. But what it does not account for is the zone reads and the speed option. And that's why he's called that. He did it in the red zone.
A wave of sound. 2nd go of 4th and 2. He's going to motion Hill this time. And loops him back to the near side. Mahomes, they get it. Kelce breaking free, and it will be a 1st down for the Chiefs. 18 yards on 4th and 2.
Well, it's the smoke and mirrors. You're going to see him go. And they're trying to slip Kareem Hunt on the outside. They zone it off, and he takes a deep breath, and Kelce's setting a pick. They're running a double pick for Kareem Hunt. It was covered. The Rams pass it off, drawing all the tension pre-snap with Tyreek Hill. But that's where Patrick Mahomes is so good. He takes a breath, sees how it's playing out, and he finds his tight end who hooked up with his own coverage.
Mahomes steps up and is tripped up that time by Ethan Westbrook. Just got enough on the foot.
Westbrook had a tremendous get-off. I mean, he was almost in the backfield and just nice reaching out there and trips up Mahomes.
Yeah, they're playing man-to coverage, so they're doubling Tyreek Hill. So it's allowing for lanes for Mahomes to run. Smart to do that. And the matchup to keep an eye on is Marcus Peters. I can tell you, being a tight end, you know, when you get that corner on you, Charles Woodson did it to me a couple times. It's really hard because they're so fast, they can allow you to go past them because they can come underneath.
2nd and 8. Wide open is Robinson as he glides his way down the near sideline. 14 yards there. Coach Reed deep in the play call sheet. His young quarterback calmly bringing the team down the field, trailing by 3 in this all-time thriller.
And right now is when this Rams pass rush has to come alive. Aaron Donald has been dominant tonight, but he needs some help. Dante Fowler Jr., Michael Brockers, and Ndamukong Suh. It's time for these first-round picks. 4 of them. They got 4 of them up front to get after Patrick Mahomes.
Here comes Donald. He gets rid of it, and able to secure it was Harris. Black came in at the end that time, as both Barron and Hill were coming in on Harris.
You know, for a quarterback to feel the pocket, his guard was having a tough time blocking Donald. He escapes, he sees it, and makes a play, getting it out of his hands. They're going to stay aggressive. You don't play to win this, get a field goal. You play to go score a touchdown.
Lee Blakeman, our crew chief. This crew was put together this week with 3 officials who have worked Super Bowls on it.
Personal foul, lowering the helmet and making contact against the offensive player. Defense, number 32. Penalties half the distance to the goal line from the end of the run. First down, Kansas City.
Yeah, I truly understand what they're trying to do, but it looks like the tight end lowered his head and the defender was trying to protect himself.
Yeah, the defender was just going to cut his legs out from underneath him, really.
It's now all of a sudden 1st and goal, Kansas City. Crossing route, Conley, touchdown Chiefs. They retake the lead.
Well, we talk about picks a lot, but you know when you're really good as an offense is when you get the defenders run into each other. And that's exactly what happened on that run, was they're going to set the pick route. He's coming across to run the pick, but then when Kareem Hunt comes in, these two are going to run into each other, and that's going to cause the pick route. Look at them running right there. They're going to run into each other, and that's going to allow for Conley to come out the back end. You want to set the picks for your offensive guys, but you know you're really good when the defensive guys are running into each other because of your play call.
That is our 5th lead change, our 3rd lead change in this 4th quarter alone.
Nice touch of the throw, too, Mahomes. Knowing his guys got it open, allowing him to go make that catch. Good feel inside the pocket.
Just been so impressed with his poise, his ability to be calm. It was 4th down. He said, hey, Andy, let's go for it. Just no pressure. His ability to stay calm and focus, to me, is one of his greatest gifts. We talk about his physical ability. He can throw the football from different angles, but to me, his maturity is wise beyond his years right now, at only 23 years old.
You know, on Monday Night Football earlier this year, when he had the 4th quarter comeback against Denver, there was some that felt like, okay, that was maybe the breakthrough moment, Monday night on the road. This is his magnum opus. This is his grand work with 6 touchdowns, 438, and that drive in now what is the game that is the highest scoring Monday Night Football game in history. And folks, this is the 773rd game of this series. 773 Monday Night Footballs. This has the most points.
And now, Tess, as the Rams come out here, you know, this is it for them. 0 timeouts. This is the last possession you're going to get. You're not going to get the ball back with where it's at. You got to rally the troops and put one together.
The Rams have 3 fourth-quarter comebacks. Number 4 would top them all. The total yards 506 to 377. The analysis of this postgame will take days. So much to unravel. For now, here are the Rams. No timeouts, 2:47, trailing by 4. Goff stepped forward. D Ford got on him.
You're going to see him go a little hurry-up offense in this situation now. It's 2-man, so it's 2 safeties high, and then man-to-man underneath. So they're protected on the back end.
2nd and 9. We close in on that 2-minute warning. Nearly intercepted by Scandrick. Instead, it's incomplete, and it'll leave a 3rd and 9.
And that's what 2-man does for you. As a corner, you can undercut everything because you know you have safety help over the top. Nice job there by Scandrick, understanding the defense. Defensive coordinator Bob Sutton says, you know what? I'm going to allow you the ability to look at the quarterback and then undercut it. Good play there by Scandrick.
You know, Cooks is limping a little bit. Cooper Kupp's out. It's Robert Woods' show. He's got to step up for him.
3rd and 9. Complete for the first down, and breaking free is Cooks, and then smartly stepping out of bounds, leaving 2:07.
Yeah, so much for Cooks. I mean, he just steps up. He's a gamer, man. There's a reason why he's had the success he has. And good call by Sean McVay. They're running the same coverage, so they're going to play inside. You cannot get beat inside in that coverage. And when you're on time like Goff is, it's tough sledding on defense.
Goes quickly to the outside as Everett. Well, they're looking up saying, did we get a second before that 2-minute warning? Amazing night here in LA, isn't it? Is indeed 2:01. That's what we thought on first glances. Everett was able to get out there. Sure enough, the officials gathered. So that helps the cause for Sean McVay as they had exhausted all their timeouts. So look at this and then the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, that's a nice call there by McVay. Understanding essentially you get a free play here, Tess.
Second and 8. Another out, and this time the tight end Higbee will secure it. And it's a first down with a 10-yard reception. And the Rams are on the move as we reach the 2-minute warning in the highest scoring Monday Night Football game of all time. Joe Jason Bodelisa with you here in LA. These are the 3 best records in the NFL for now. One of these teams looking to work their way to 10-1. Of course, the Saints got the best of the Rams back in Week 9, 45-35, as Drew Brees has been sensational this season. We talk about all the MVPs in this game, and there's Mr. Brees, the all-time record setter down in New Orleans, having one of his finest years. For now, will this be one of the finest moments in the young career of Jared Goff and head coach Sean McVay? 1:56 to play. No timeouts for the Rams, trailing by 4. Goff on first down. Everett in stride. Wow! Touchdown Rams! Watch those feet. Great balance by Gerald Everett. 40-yard touchdown, Goff to Everett.
I mean, what a throw by Jared Goff. Hit him in stride. Everett doing his tiptoe ballerina act down the sideline. But Jared Goff, we talk about Patrick Mahomes and his ability to be calm. Jared Goff just said, hey, Patrick Mahomes, anything you can do, I can do better.
And speaking of Jared Goff, he knew exactly what he needed to do in that moment. You know, they've been playing cover two. They're allowing him to get these out routes with two-man. Keep your eye on this safety. He's going to come down. It's going to go single high, and it's man-to-man. They try to hide it. See Parker come down. Goff sees it pre-snap. Says, I got my tight end one-on-one on Sorensen the outside. And what a throw. Parker came down and tried to protect himself by showing that cover two. Once again, we're going to run that two. And then he switches. It goes down. As soon as he comes down, that's the improvement we've seen from Goff. Making the adjustments, taking a breath, playing the quarterback position from inside the pocket, coming from that spread. And look at him. They're all smiles. What a throw to his tight end, Everett.
It's amazing what confidence and coaching will do. A couple of years ago, we thought this young man was a bust. You bring in Sean McVay, and now he's a legitimate MVP candidate. Sean McVay and Jared Goff, they're going to do a lot of great things in L.A., and they're showing you tonight.
Listen, we said it right from the start. There was something about the energy in this place tonight that set it up to feel nothing like what you know to be a normal regular season NFL game. This had showdown, tidal wave energy from the start. Smith on the return. And now you can forget the conversation of highest scoring Monday night football game of all time. We are in the conversation now of one of the highest scoring NFL games of all time, as we have gotten up to 105 points.
Well, in Kansas City,
number 3 in the history of the league.
Yeah, in Kansas City now, they got 3 timeouts. Minute 44, plenty of time. See Andy.
Harrison Butker, Andy Reid's kicker, his career long is 53 yards. He was hitting from 55 in the direction that the offense is going right now. He had a chip shot earlier, also missed a PAT. Keep that in mind as they trail by 3, and they have all 3 timeouts. Plus this guy at quarterback. He throws it low for Kareem Hunt on a night when Mahomes has 438 yards and 6 touchdown passes.
You know, you never like to see a throw like that, but that moment with it going to be a 1-yard gain, you'd almost rather have the incompletion right there instead of having to waste a timeout potentially with where you're at on the field.
And if you're the Rams, you're looking for a negative play. Who's it going to be? You realize they're going to slide the line to Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, Dante Fowler Jr. Somebody else is going to have to get pressure on Mahomes.
Second and 10. Mahomes drives it downfield and incomplete. No flags that time as John Johnson had coverage as he was looking for DeMarcus Robinson.
Oh, wow. Mahomes is going to like to have that one back because they busted the coverage. They're coming off of that because it was Tyreek Hill on an underneath route.
As loud as I have ever heard the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
I was going to say, you do exactly that. You put these 2 guys on the same side. They can't double both of them in this moment. They're going to try to cheat Johnson across the field.
3rd and 10. Mahomes. Got it! Tyreek Hill!
Wow. What a throw.
26 yards, but watch the finish by Hill.
But putting it inside now at the number 2 spot. It's the old high-low. The corner comes off on Kelsey. As soon as he does, Hill's able to get in right in behind it. That's why you put those 2 together. The number 2 spot, number 3 spot. And as soon as he comes off, it opens up.
And how about the strong hands with Sam Shields ripping right through him at the moment of the catch? They have passed midfield. Play action. He's going to wind it up. Downfield, a wobbler is intercepted. It is picked off. Marcus Peters, the former Chief.
We saw this play work earlier. And Kelsey's on the edge, protecting. But Ibukam was able to see that protection again and say, I've seen this before. Kelsey's trying to get on my outside. We saw it earlier on the big play. That's a tough matchup. Ibukam sees it.
Ibukam
that arm in
just
there.
enough of that arm width, as you say, but then of all the players to come up with what could be the game sealer, Marcus Peters, who was traded away from the Chiefs after all the success he had on the field and some headaches he caused the Chiefs as a player, comes to LA on this championship caliber team and gets the interception with 1:18 to play. 3 timeouts
Ball
remain
start.
for the Chiefs.
Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
But Tess, what did we talk about? The high-flying offenses have been on display tonight, but the defenses, Ibukam making a play, Aaron Donald, the defense is making plays at critical times, and Samson Ibukam hoping he made the critical game-changing play for his team right there.
Welcome to the new NFL, where we laud defensive play, and it's 54-51.
The 3 timeouts for the Chiefs. This game is not over.
No, it isn't. Especially now backed up to a 1st and 15 after the penalty. They're going to pass on 1st and 15, and they do so with Woods. Remember, he's mic'd up tonight. He's wearing the Monday Night mic. His reaction to the interception by Peters. Kansas City uses their first timeout. 1:11 remains, a 2nd and 11 for Sean McVay to solve.
You know, you talk about Robert Woods, his excitement, but really good awareness to get down by the sideline there to force Kansas City to take that timeout instead of running out of bounds.
And I know Sean wants to be aggressive. I just hand this one off.
He doesn't. He throws, batted down in the face that time by Ron Parker. So now that stops the clock at 1:08. And it's a 3rd and 11.
I understand being aggressive, and he's an aggressive coach. That's just how he does. But in this situation right here, nice play there by Parker. In this situation, all right, with the Kansas City Chiefs having a couple of timeouts, you want to run the football, all right? Gurley, you're the number 2 running football team in the league. Gurley may pop one, but what it does, it forces the Chiefs to use a timeout, and it takes time off the clock if they don't.
And it saves a timeout for the Chiefs when they get it back. And now the receiver screen with Cooks goes nowhere. So they use the timeout. 1:04 remains. And Kansas City will still have a timeout, getting the ball back.
And that's just poor clock management, in my opinion, of Sean McVay. I get it, being aggressive, but there is no way that Kansas City should get this ball back and have a timeout also.
Well, not only is it aggressive, though, Boog, but it also tells you the respect he has for Patrick Mahomes. He did not want to give him the ball back. He knew it. He said, I'm going to try to sneak it out. Their man coverage and get a quick bootleg. He does not want him to get it back. And here we are with Tyreek Hill back to return this punt.
Johnny Hekker needs to come up with something here and take Tyreek Hill out of this. Turns one over and drives a deep punt. From the end zone comes Hill. And with that, the stage will be set. A 68-yard punt by Johnny Hekker.
Yeah, I think the time where it's at, I know he can change the game and he's the X factor. Let it go in the end zone. Keep the time. Put the ball in the, you know, for him to be able to take that out. I know he can change the game in a hurry. But I just think the time was more critical in the yardage.
17-yard return. The Rams ran only 28 seconds off the clock. One timeout for KC. Trailing by 3. 50 seconds. And the MVP candidate, Mahomes, at quarterback. Let's write this final chapter. Complete. Oh, he dropped it. Kelsey dropped it, and you can see it in his face. Low throw from Mahomes. But it goes through the hands of the All-Pro, Travis Kelce.
And you see Marcus Peters locked in on Travis Kelce.
Peters, who had the interception moments ago. But then the offense couldn't put the game away, so he's got more work to do. This time, Kelce secures it at about the 20.
You know, Wade's playing single high defense, trying to keep it so they cannot throw it out of bounds.
Clock under half a minute. And met that time and thrown down calmly by John Johnson, and they will have to use that final timeout. 24 seconds left. The first game in NFL history where both teams have scored 50 points. And a matchup of these young superstar quarterbacks who, yes, the turnovers, but look at the passing yards. A career-high 479 for Mahomes, 413 for Goff, 6 touchdowns for Mahomes, 4 for Goff.
You know, Tess, at halftime I said, if this keeps up, we may see 800 yards passing.
Please.
I think I was a little short. Throw another 100 on there. 900 yards passing between these two teams.
Now, give the Rams on defense. Play 2 deep safeties. Keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, and if you're the offense, big completion, you got to clock it if it doesn't get out of bounds.
Mahomes, he escapes that, then launches it downfield, and it's intercepted by Joyner, and smartly fallen to the ground. Look at that reaction. How much did this game mean? One of the most anticipated showdown games in recent NFL history. It completely over-delivers, and this is how it'll put an end to it. Mahomes picked off. Highest scoring game in Monday Night Football history, and a significant win for the Rams. 10-1 are the Rams now.
Just an unbelievable effort by the Rams tonight. And I hope everyone out there appreciated the young stars that were on display tonight. Not only at the quarterback and the offensive position, but all over the field.
You know, this game was as advertised. And look, I mean, there's a few other teams out there that have something to say about it, but I have a feeling these two teams certainly could see each other again down the road. But really good offenses, good football teams, and great players.
Lisa Salters is down on the field.
Thank you, Tess. Jared, how would you describe this game?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you. Just 4 quarters of just craziness, and whole first half, whole second half. You know, crazy game, but happy we came out on top.
Our guys described it as a back-and-forth brawl. Did it feel like that?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Patrick's a great quarterback, and we knew that we were going to have to put up a lot of points to keep up with him. And you know, I told him it felt like Texas Tech and Cal. He was kind of moving the ball down the field back and forth, and it was a lot of fun.
Take me through the game-winning drive when you took the field after everything that had gone on in the game. You took the field and you were behind. What was your mindset? Yeah,
I felt confident. You know, we scored as many points as we did for a reason, and felt good. You know, we had a good plan going into that, and felt a good place.
The week that you guys have had, the last 10 days, really, the shootings in Thousand Oaks, the wildfires, evacuating your homes, going to Colorado Springs, not going to Mexico City, staying in Colorado Springs, coming back here to be here for your community. Yeah. Just what has all of that been like, and how has it impacted this football team?
It's been a long 2 weeks, I've slept in my bed once, I think. I know a lot of us are in that same boat. Feel for everyone who's, you know, lost their homes, and everyone who's mourning the deaths from the shooting, and it puts a lot of things in perspective, like I talked about, and you know, right now we're playing a football game and won a game that hopefully brings joy to a community that needs it.
Thank you, Jared. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
Excellent perspective by the young man, as a night when we honored the first responders, and then these two teams went out and put up 105 points and 1,001 yards. 54-51, your outrageous final score. Stay tuned for the GMC postgame report on SportsCenter. For Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, and Lisa Salters, I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night, including time with SDP right now.
What a football game. Hope you didn't have the under. It was pegged as the game of the year. It lived up to the billing. All the reaction from the Chiefs and the Rams on the way. Plus, a visit with a young man who's taking the college basketball world by storm. Zion Williamson joins the show. And from Honolulu to Laramie, the bad beats will travel, and they will find you. Some of the worst we've seen all year. SportsCenter starts in 3 minutes.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.